going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Wednesday. This is Infinite Talk. We are back.
What's up?
What's going on? It's John.
Somebody's got to remember that. Somebody's got to.
I remember that.
No, okay.
I remember that from the 90s.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's
That was like a whole thing. Was it 90s or 2000s?
Maybe it was 2000.
Late 90s, like early 2000s. Oh my God, I'm so hot. Wait, what is this? Yeah, okay, here we go. Sorry, I have to turn on my fan. I was like, so hot. How are you? It's been so long.
I'm doing good. No complaints. Just staying busy.
Just hanging out.
How have you been?
I'm good. My mom just came for a visit. That was fun. We went to the pyramid. We climbed a pyramid.
Nice.
That was good. It was a good time. She went back, and then like about a few days later, Canada just announced that they are basically a normal country now, which you don't need to be vaccinated to fly in or anything like that for tourists. Basically everything is pre-COVID now for Canada.
Not
in the US though, which is shocking. In the US, you still need to be vaccinated as a tourist if you want to enter the country, which is a little shocking.
If you want to enter
like
Canada?
me. No, if I want to
enter the US.
Yeah. So like as a tourist, you can't enter the US without being vaccinated still. Whereas in Canada, you are now able to without being vaccinated if you're a tourist. Like you, like John, if you were going to go to Canada like tomorrow,
okay,
you could, because if you're not vaccinated, you can just everything's fine now. But
how many people does Canada have compared to the US?
Probably not a lot.
I just saw the demographic of it. And I didn't realize like Canada was that small in terms of population.
In terms of population, yeah.
Yeah, it was like what, 40 million? I
mean,
something
like it's very small.
Not small, but I mean, the US is what, 370 or something?
A lot more. Yeah. Yeah, it's because we have all the frozen wasteland that nobody wants to live in. Like the government will pay you to go live there. They'll be like, please go live there. But nobody wants to. Yeah, about the size of California. That's true.
Wow.
That's true. It's like the population. Hi, Darren. Good to see you. There's a fellow Canadian from Vancouver. Just cross illegally, Nina, and we'll send you to Martha's Vineyard. That's good. That's funny. That's hilarious.
That was pretty good.
Unfortunately, though, the show is going to start on a bit of a negative note a little bit here, because just right before
I thought this was good news. Aren't we doing good news?
No, we're not. It's not Friday, John. Calm down.
Oh,
calm down.
Oh,
This is the Clown World show. And the bad news is that rapper Coolio has passed away. The news just dropped. West Coast rap legend Coolio dies at age 59.
Dang.
And the cause of death has not been confirmed. But he was at a friend's house and died, apparently.
It doesn't seem like there's any it wasn't like there was any violence or anything.
They haven't said anything yet. Okay. They haven't said anything yet. It's very, very fresh. So whether it was like maybe a drug overdose or something drug related, or
it's very possible.
Yeah.
Very possible.
So unfortunate. It's unfortunate. He was so young. 59 is still very young.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, that's it. Shame. Rest in peace. Pour one out if you got one, people. Pour one out if you got one. I don't. I have water, and I'm not pouring it on my computer.
I do, but I'm not pouring it on this carpet.
Yeah, you're not gonna
so
pour one out. That's
maybe when I go outside, I'll
like when later tonight when the show's over, I'll have a drink, and maybe I'll play a Coolio song, and for the good.
It's got to be Gangster's Paradise.
Of course. That's the song I'm going to play, Gangster's Paradise. And think about the good old days. I remember when I loved Gangster's Paradise like so much. And then Weird Al came out with Amish Paradise, and I died Like I was like, this is my favorite song ever. It was so good. Dexter Morgan says you can also pour it on your shirt, Nina. Well, it would be down my shirt.
So Gangster's Paradise actually did come out in 95.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's the year I moved to Canada. I was 10.
See what year the WhatsApp commercials came out. Was it 2006? No, it had to be. That's when YouTube. So 1999 to 2002. So Gangster's Paradise, preceded that. Dang. I wonder. That's old. What I wanted to check out. Did he get the you know what?
I know. I'm wanting to know that too, but they're not saying anything. They're not saying anything so far, and I don't think they will. Because they usually don't.
Well, it would have been on his. It could have been on his social media. It could have been on. Something
that's
like
true.
That. So that's where I'm trying to go back and see.
That's true. Maybe it was.
If it says one way or another.
Dexter says that John, you're still a god among streamers. I don't know, dude.
That's too.
I don't know about that.
He's
he's not streaming anymore, so I feel like the god title, I think, has been.
I think the god title is very strong for anybody, but definitely for me. So
I don't like. I think the last time we live streamed was Friday Night Tights.
Yeah. Well, I did do a live stream for Curtis. I think it was might have been last week.
Oh, good. Who is in the chat? There he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Curtis, what's up, Curtis?
Here. Hi, Curtis. Hey, Nick McCabe is here. Good to see you. An old friendly face, like from not that you're old, like an old YouTube
familiar face. Yeah,
that's what I meant. Wait, what? QBG raid? I don't know who's QBG.
I feel like I should know this.
Quarter Black Garrett?
Love
you, Quarter Black.
Yeah. Good stuff.
My buddy, Quarter Black.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we have stuff to talk about. First and foremost, there's a hurricane happening in Florida. It just grazed right past us.
Okay.
And I was like, thank God. But it was really funny because everyone in Cancun was freaking out. They were like, oh my God, there's a hurricane coming. Like, we have to prepare. And I was like, it says it's going to like go past us though. Like I was checking the hurricane center thingy, and we were like keeping a close eye on it. And then meanwhile, all these businesses are like, we're closing. And I was like, why are you closing? Like, it's not going to hit.
Relax.
And it didn't hit. It did not hit.
I guess, better safe than sorry. You never know, right?
Better safe than sorry. It's true. But everyone was going crazy, restocking, all that stuff. I saw a few videos. I think this one was my favorite one. This dude says, my mom just filmed her friend going a full Florida man. And
oh gosh, I hope this guy doesn't wind up dead.
I know, me too.
It's gonna.
But hey, you gotta admire this.
This kind of feeds into that narrative, like all Trump supporters are, low IQ,
crazy.
Yeah. I'm just glad he didn't get blown away down the street,
I know. He's pretty epic though. I think he's doing that, like,
if
that
he had some
guy
fireworks too. That would have been
that would have been amazing. He's doing that guy with, like, the guy that had the American flag, and he's like doing the, like, with his hair. Yeah, I think he's doing that. The power of God saved him. That's funny.
God was not going to let him perish.
No. This guy is that's fucking hilarious. I was just thinking that. I'm like, is that Ryan? It's like Ryan in his old age. Because the funny part is that Ryan, and let me pull this up. I think it was on Ryan. For some reason, he's in Florida. I think it's because of the meetups. Let's see, Ryan Kennel. So he was doing like.
Well, Ryan lives in Florida, doesn't he?
No, he lives in Texas. I'm pretty sure he moved to Texas.
Didn't he move to Florida at one point?
I don't know. I thought he moved to Texas.
Chat's gonna know.
Chat will know. In the chat. I'm sure there's some Ryan stalkers in the chat. You guys can tell me where he lives. I'm pretty sure he lives in Texas.
No, they're just Ryan. They probably.
I think he's.
You want to put? We'll just place a bet on it for nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Florida.
Okay, I'm saying Texas.
Okay.
But I know he's in Florida now.
Because he lives in Florida.
He lives in Florida, says Remus. Florida. No, Ryan's in Florida. Still in Florida. Well, then there you go. You won the bet.
Maybe he's gonna move to Texas. I don't know.
You're thinking I'm thinking Ryan, because I'm pretty sure he told never mind. I can't speak on this. But clearly he's in Florida right now. Oh, he just moved to Florida. I thought he was in Texas. Okay, so he just moved.
He might have originally. No, he lived in California, I think.
Yeah, he lived in California, and then I'm pretty sure he went to Texas. But then I guess he went to Florida. Clearly, he's in Florida. Yeah, but so he's in Florida now. But then he was saying that he's in, like, he's not directly in the hurricane zone. He's like inland.
Oh, okay.
So he was like uploading like hurricane update videos, and this was hilarious to me because he goes, "It's like this is so funny," because he's like the winds aren't that strong.
Hurricane watch 2022
so
north of Orlando, Florida. Listen, we're still hours away from anything really hitting us right now. I'm sitting out here having a Busch Light, so shout out to Busch Light. I mean,
shout out to Busch
20
Light.
mile an hour wind, something like that. A little bit of rain coming down. We get bands coming through every now and again, but I think we're going to be okay. Where I'm at, these are the closest trees to my house right back here, and they're really not close. I'm not worried about them coming down. I don't have power lines, anything like that. But, gusting a little bit from time to time. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Either way, we're still doing good in Orlando. Florida, we got this. We can get through it. Shout out to my people on the coast. You're getting hit hard right now. Stay safe.
Look at that. Because he's like, the winds aren't that bad right now. And I'm like, the wind is like, hold your beer, bro. Because I'm about to pick up.
Here's one for Ryan. We got if we're going with beer, I got a little bats. I got the Canadian. Go figure.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Hold on, there's another update. He did another update, part 2. Okay, here we go. In this one, and in part 2, the winds picked up quite a bit. Here we go.
Hurricane watch update. Coming harder. It's a little bit windier. But yeah, we're still doing good. We got a different beer now. We're doing Oktoberfest.
There you go.
I love Busch Light. Everybody was talking trash to me, but I need to get some in the fridge. I need to cool them down. But yes, we're still doing good here, just north of Orlando. The real bad part of the storm is still a ways out. I still have electricity. I still have internet for now, and I'm hoping going live tonight on Sports Wars. Don't miss it. But yes, all my Florida people, stay strong, stay safe. We got this shit.
He's so
Hurricane.
It was so funny.
The next video is just
oh my God. It's like he's like in the fucking
just blown
tornado.
Away. Yeah,
like fucking Dorothy style.
No.
Mind you, that's a like tornado, a green not screen. A hurricane.
NEM.
Yeah, 100%.
I've got Busch Light. No,
I got Busch Light. Did you hear they're Did you hear they're remaking Wizard of Oz, like, to suit the modern audience, and they're making that super gay? It's happening.
They have to ruin and defile everything, don't they?
I know, right? It's like, even like nothing is sacred anymore.
No, nothing is off limits.
No. Aw, people are loving that you're here.
Love you guys.
Thanks for saying hello.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Ryan's hilarious. I love how people were making fun of him for drinking Busch Lights. Oh, that's good stuff. All right. So on with the show, because we got stuff to talk about. Our first topic of the night is going to be censorship on YouTube. Specifically, Russell Brand came out and talked about it, I think yesterday or the day before, saying Russell Brand says YouTube taking down his video for misinformation looks like censorship. It is censorship. I got news for you.
Preach, Russell. Preach.
Did you watch the video? Like, did you watch what he put out?
I watched some of the clips of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the whole thing? Okay, we can watch this 2-minute one.
It's the 2-minute video.
Yeah, because I pulled up the other one, but we can watch the 2-minute video just so you guys know what's going on. So here we go.
Officially censored by YouTube. They took down one of our videos for misinformation. But why are big media
Welcome to
organizations
YouTube, Russell.
not censored for misinformation in the same way?
Okay, I'm gonna actually pause it here and address that, because I think there's some showmanship going on here with Russell, because I think Russell fully knows what's going on. I think everything he's asking is rhetorical. When he's like, "Do you think YouTube is censoring people?" I think
he's like parentheses subtitles, because I fucking do.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very.
Yeah, it's like he's talking to
I'm going to give you
No, go ahead.
I'm going to give you an A or B question, but both answers are yes. A and B is yes.
He's like, well, he's talking to the boomers that don't know what is going on with YouTube still. They're like, what's a YouTube? It's like, yeah, of course it's censoring people. Yeah, of course it's part of the mainstream now. But let's continue.
Is it because YouTube are part of the mainstream media now? Earlier this month, we did a video about the changing narratives around COVID, the pandemic, and COVID treatments, in which we cited information on official government websites, which we misinterpreted. I'll have to be careful talking about it now.
That's true.
So I don't want to make the same mistake that's had one of our videos pulled down.
And that is something that I got to be careful about, because again, since this is I'm talking about what happened with his strike. So Russell made a mistake, a very human error.
Yep.
Referring to a shitty website that is like the CDC, where they didn't quite put the correct style of the way that they had written it at the time was really hard to understand. So it was anyone could make that mistake. And Russell fell for that. And therefore he reported it, he realized it, and then he made an apology video saying we're sorry, we should have had higher standards of double checking this. And, you guys in the comments let us know. And we realized our mistake. So we're telling you, A, we apologize for making that video mistake, and B, I'm just informing you that wasn't right, kind of thing. And YouTube went ahead and struck the original video.
Yeah, when that happens, the best thing to do is probably delete it, for future reference, Russell. But to be fair, it's not even to be fair. It's just like he's saying, it's so true. The mainstream media, they can make mistakes. They can make countless mistakes. They can get the stories wrong. They can get the facts wrong, or they can fearmonger the hell out of you, and not give you all of the facts. And that's fine. But you do it on YouTube, God forbid you make a mistake. God forbid you make a satirical video. I'm on, literally right now, my channel got struck because I made a satirical video about the CDC, the WHO leader accidentally saying something, and it sounded like one thing. I'm not going to go into it. And so I made a funny video about it. And YouTube took down my video, deleted it, saying that it was COVID misinformation.
That's insane. That just happened? That just happened?
Yeah. I was just making fun of the guy saying it.
Have you appealed it?
I appealed it. Yeah, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
I had a feeling they were gonna take that video down. I forgot that I even made it. It was all the way back in December. So they found this video all the way back in December. And so, yeah, I can't upload for the next 5 days.
So you're in the doghouse. I was wondering what's going on with your videos because I hadn't seen one, and I was like, what's going on with him?
Yeah, at this point, I'm like, all right, whatever. I could use a vacation. Like,
yeah,
I just gotta walk on eggshells now for the next 90 days. So.
It's really annoying. And well, with this, and we can go back to that video. Russell Brand is basically saying that he's moving to Rumble. Like he's over it and he's moving to Rumble.
He'll stick on YouTube.
Sorry?
He's going to stick on YouTube, though.
I mean, of course he's got 5 million followers.
It'd be stupid not to. I mean,
no, of course, but he's diversifying now. Like he's saying he's going to go on Rumble and do live streams, and he's going to have all his videos there. Like he has the 2 deleted videos because he said he deleted the video that he deleted the original video, like the mistake one, and he deleted the I'm sorry video because it refers to the original video because the I'm sorry video hadn't gotten struck. At least not yet. So, but he's thinking ahead now. And at this point, he's just basically like, I'm over this. And like, we need to go on Rumble.
Well, here's my little conspiracy theory about that.
Okay.
I think Rumble reached out to him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And said, hey, Russell, let's, maybe they said, let's make a deal. Cause why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would totally think that would be the case because Rumble is doing that for a lot of people recently. I mean, I know that they reached out to Ricada, they reached out to Geeks and Gamers, they've reached out to a bunch of people. So I mean, somebody as big as Russell Brand would be amazing for that place. And honestly, you only need like 4 or 5 of these big fishes to go over to Rumble and take like a percentage of their audience, and it's going to be a huge kick in YouTube's teeth and a big boost for Rumble.
It'll be a big boost for Rumble. I think it'll be a little minor kick in the teeth for YouTube, but
probably,
especially too if Russell sticks on YouTube and he does both, but it's a win. It's a win for Rumble for sure.
It's a win for Rumble and all tech. But I mean, it also is kind of a win in a way when somebody as big as Russell like speaks out, it's kind of like a win for, red pilling people, like making people realize that YouTube is like another fucking CNN now. Like they're not this friendly, like, they look at the little guy kind of channel, like there, or place that you can go to. They're not that, and it's and I think it's about time people like Russell Brand kind of talked about that. Let's finish this.
The good news is we're moving to Rumble. All of our content is up on Rumble first, and we'll be streaming on Rumble every day. We have been persecuted for misinformation, and it's right. We have a responsibility to make sure that the information we convey is absolutely 100% as accurate as it possibly could be. In the mistaken video, we said that the NIH were recommending the use of. What we should have said is they're trialing. That's what we should have said. You pointed that out to us. We made an apology video. We've taken that down as well. YouTube took down our original video. We've taken down the apology video because in case we reiterate the claim while apologizing for it. So both of those videos you can watch right now on Rumble. They're still live on Rumble. That's the reason we're joining them, because they're not going to censor our content. And this misinformation strike and takedown demonstrates exactly what it is we're talking about. We made an error, in my opinion, a relatively small error, and we're being penalized. For me, that looks like censorship. And the reason I think it looks like censorship is because there's mainstream media misinformation up all the time.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus. The virus does not infect them.
Why hasn't this shit gotten
use
taken
that
off of
person to
YouTube?
go anywhere else?
I don't know.
YouTube, why aren't you taking down Rachel whatever her face is? Like anything. Yeah, right. I was like, but like seriously, why is that content still allowed to be up? Like, think about it. If they're gonna hunt down misinformation, and if they're gonna be fair, why is all of these old videos, like where Joe Biden is saying it's safe and effective?
He even says, if you get it, you'll never get sick.
Yeah. And to say that something is safe and effective, I would assume you are saying that it's 100% safe, 100% effective. You know, I mean, I don't, you know, but we know based on things that have been said that that's not, and even from the warnings and everything, I won't go too far into it, but it's just like,
no.
Why is misinformation okay for them? And those videos are still up. CNN, MSNBC, all of the mainstream media, all of their videos where it's been disproven, some of these things, why are they still up?
It's not rules fair. For me, but not for the.
Yeah, it's well, you know what it is, folks.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's just it's crazy that people still don't understand that we're playing a game. Like, we're all part of this game. Everyone's playing their part, and YouTube is playing theirs. Like, you know, the fact that these things still are online is basically telling you what is going on, you know, and the fact that they will take your video down, a satirical video about something really fucking stupid, they'll take that down, but they will not take those other things down. They will never admit fault on this, John. They'll never say anything bad about themselves.
And yeah, I get it. YouTube has their interests. They have their corporate interests. I understand. I get it. But you know, and they're trying to cover their ass too. But it's just, I mean,
you would think though, because you said like they have their own corporate interests, but like Russell Brand is a 5 million subscriber account. He makes them a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's just weird that they would be like, you know what,
but
Russell,
this is just your first warning. He's still able to do everything. Like, basically, it's just a warning. So yeah, it's not a strike. It doesn't take him out of the game for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
The next one will.
Yep.
But it's like, you know, don't watch it, Russell. You know,
yeah,
they're letting him
you're stepping on some toes, Russell, and they don't like it. They don't like it. Klaus Schwab will punish you. Just saying. You're gonna spank Russell. There was some other big tech news today that I want to talk about. I don't know if you heard about this, but Twitter is in the news today because major advertisers, including Dyson, Mazda, and chemicals company Ecolab, have suspended marketing campaigns or removed ads from parts of Twitter because their promotion are appearing alongside tweets soliciting CP, and companies told Reuters. The ads for Disney, NBC, Coke, and Children's Hospital, and 27 other companies appeared on profile pages peddling links to exploitive material, according to Reuters' review of such research from the cybersecurity group Ghost Data. And then they went on to say, in one example, a promoted tweet for shoe and accessories brand Cole Haan, appeared next to a tweet in which a user said they were trading teen/child content. Gross. In a statement, Twitter spokesperson Celeste Carswell said that their company has zero tolerance for CP and is investigating more resources dedicated to child safety, including hiring for new positions to write policy and implement solutions. And in all honesty, I call this BS. And Elon Musk came out and said extremely concerning. This I mean, I'm gonna call BS on this in terms of we know. I mean, at least I know. I've been on Twitter long enough to know that Twitter doesn't do shit when it comes to CP and stuff like this. Like they don't do. They actually protect known pedos. They actually do, like they do stuff like that all the time. I mean, Nick Rekieta's channel, not channel, his Twitter got gone. It's gone, suspended. His account is gone. And then you have like actual predators on here who are still on here, able to post, whatever. It's really crazy. And I think it's fascinating, though, that they're going to go through like a type of adpocalypse. What are your thoughts on this, John?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just not really surprised. I mean, if we went, CP, I mean, there's a lot of P.
Yeah, there's a lot of P.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm scrolling through my feed and all of a sudden it's like, I don't know. It's probably because of people I'm following or whatever that they're sharing, but it's like, oh, wow.
You're like, explicit. I really didn't want to see that right now.
Wasn't expecting that, No. It's like, I mean, Twitter, the stuff that you could post on Twitter is like insane to me. I mean, I have seen like it is on par with we'll say like PH, okay? Or another, those kind of websites.
Definitely. They have PH stuff on there all the time. It's just like there's been times where like I'll get something like all of a sudden I'm like scrolling through my feed and literally like chicks getting it up the butt. Like I'm just like, dude, no, like I don't want to see this. And it says like so and so liked this post, so I'll like actually go to whoever it was that liked.
No, I've done that,
and I'll like mute and block their account because I'm like, okay, if that's what you're into, dude, on Twitter, like don't not on my feed. Like stop it.
Yeah, I'm working and
I was like, when you wake up, like when you wake up in the morning, and I'm just like, just like scrolling to see what's going on in the news, and it's like, whoa. I did not need to see that.
What was that? What's that meme where the dog's like looking at the computer, like, oh, it's another lovely day on the internet today, and then he's like, good Lord,
That's me all the time. Ian, thank you so much for the 50. How very generous. Says, hey, Nina, just super chatting because I haven't caught one of your streams in ages, though this one very good too, obviously. Oh, thank you. So sweet. Yeah. So sweet.
Very generous.
So generous. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so Twitter is gross. So last week I actually almost like kind of got canceled on Twitter, like actually pretty badly over a joke, because you can't joke anymore, as you have known like very well, because you made that satirical video and they want to ban you for that.
I don't know. Some people just don't. I guess I do have like somewhat of a dark sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
I would like at times I do, but I don't know. I guess I was just thinking that everybody who saw the video, we'll get off. But I mean, it's just like,
it's fucked.
Really? Like,
yeah.
Really?
And that's how I felt about it too. So I made a really, it was an insensitive joke, but it was a joke nonetheless. Like it was definitely a joke. But it didn't mean anything by it. So I don't know if you've seen.
I did not see it. No.
Okay, so like, have you seen pictures of Jason Momoa's new tattoo that he got?
I did, yeah, I did.
Okay, so I made a very insensitive joke where I said that the tattoos resemble tire tracks. Look, I meant it as a joke. It was purely supposed to be a joke. Like it wasn't anything. Like I was just like, he's not hot anymore. Those tattoos look like tire tracks.
Oh, actually, I think I did see that tweet.
That's it.
Okay, dude, what happened? Did Jason Momoa
Twitter went
fans, like Simps? The Simps came after you.
It wasn't just the simps. Like it was it was actually mostly white women.
Is there the tire? Okay. I'm trying to put it together though. Is it?
It was because people got very offended that it was a cultural tattoo and I was making fun of a cultural tattoo. They were like, if this was a tattoo, who cares? Like if it was like a regular tattoo, like nobody cares. But because it's a cultural tattoo, you've committed the ultimate sin. You are a racist. You're fucking just basically they almost wanted me to go end myself.
Like, I mean, if it was a white dude, it wouldn't have mattered, right?
No. Well, actually, yeah, it would, because you're not supposed to get cultural tattoos if you are a white person.
This is cultural appropriation. But if you were making fun of it, you kind of would be on the right side of things.
Yeah. You would be a racist, basically. If you were making fun of, if you just don't make fun of cultural tattoos. I'm telling you guys right now, just don't do it. Because
what was cultural about it?
It's a type of tattoo called, I think it's called Kunwei tattoos. Hold on. Let me see what it's called. It's like a.
Will there come a point where like the tramp stamp is a cultural?
No.
Like. Like I mean, maybe how long does it take for something to become a cultural thing? I guess
maybe for white people, the tramp stamp could be part of your culture. Ian, thank you for becoming a member. You're amazing, and I love you. Okay, hold on.
I mean, you weren't necessarily wrong in your observation, though. I mean, anybody that looked at it is like, okay.
So it's like
it was on his head.
Yeah. It's like these types of tattoos. Like, I mean, you're just not allowed to make fun of them. They're cultural because it's Heion, whatever. So it takes a long time to do, and your tribe has to do it for you. It's like a whole process that they get involved in. Let me see. And each little arrow or whatever means something. It's about like your spiritual ancestors, things like that. It's very cultural. Let me just bring up his picture just so I can show it. And they just lost their minds, dude. They were like, you are racist, you're an awful person. And it was just one of those things. And of course they all thought I was white because, well, I look white.
You could pass for a white.
I'm white passing.
Yeah. I guess.
I mean, I am Aryan, I'm Persian. So
you're like, hey guys, I'm not white. Like,
well, I did. I was like, well, I'm not really white, but like, okay.
They're like, at this point, we're so angry, it doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly. But it was just one of those things though, where they were super racist towards white people. Like, you white bitch, like your opinion means nothing, you white fuck, like, why don't you shut the fuck up, white, like, like just like the worst shit that you can possibly think of, like, you fucking colonizing
need to start feeling sorry
bitch.
For white people.
I kind of did, John. So I actually wrote this thing out later, and I was like, it's kind of weird that you guys are so against white people. Even though like you're trying to point out racism, you're super racist towards white people. It's really weird. I think how about we kind of learn from
the way to fight racism, Nina, is with racism.
Apparently, John, because when I made that tweet, they were like, "Oh, she's just a fucking apologizing now," and it's like empty apologies because she doesn't mean shit. You didn't learn anything, blah blah blah. And then they started going after my mom, and I was like, you know what?
You people
at this point, I was just like, I'm gonna delete the tweet. Yeah. At some point, I was like, that was the first.
How much engagement have you had to get on that tweet?
A lot. And this was the first tweet I ever erased. Like, I don't usually erase tweets, but this was the first one I ever erased because I'm telling you, it was actually insane. And I was starting to feel very badly, actually, because I'm I'm not a racist person. It was just a very insensitive joke. Like, I understand, like, you know,
it's a joke though. Like, I don't like, man, people make fun of like stuff that should be off limits all the time. Like those people that said that stuff to you, like odds are they've probably said things about, you know, other people's sacred beliefs and other things. Like the reality is, I guarantee that probably 90% of them are hypocrites, you know, but it's all about in terms of like what they deem, you know, what they deem is right and what they deem is wrong and what they deem is on limit, like off limits, and what is okay, you know, and that's just,
people like, can't take jokes. I'm telling you, man, they cannot take jokes. It's like, and then once you make a bad joke, it's like you are on a shit list and you should go kill yourself. Like that's basically like the kind of world we live in now.
Like my like, you know, it's too bad that Coolio passed away, but I'll admit, like, I'm like, I know somebody's gonna make the joke. You know, the joke.
Don't make it now, John. It's too soon.
I'm not making the joke. But in the song Gangster's Paradise, you know,
oh my
somebody's bound to do it, you know?
Yes.
Like,
is that person going to be you? Oh, no, it's not.
No, I'm not. I'm not making the joke. But I'm just saying, like, at what point, and granted that would be insensitive to be wrong. That's why I didn't say it. Mm-hmm. But somebody out there, you know darn well, is going to touch it and they're going to say it.
It's the internet. It's the internet. People are going, and my joke was milk toast. I just said it looked like tire tracks and he wasn't that hot anymore. Like it wasn't that, it was observational comedy. Like it wasn't that bad.
I don't like,
I really didn't think it was
how in the world could you let like somebody's opinion, not even of you, you know, like not even of them, affect you that much? Where you just get so pissed off and angry.
Dude, it was mostly woke white women. Yeah. And they were like, you fucking bitch, how dare you? This is fucking cultural and like all this shit. And I'm like, you guys are white. Like, why are you fucking like doing this?
But here's the thing. Like, give me a solid, like, other than it's cultural and all this shit. Because again, I guarantee they touch other people's cultural shit or things that are hollow or holy or, you know, revered. They have no problem treading all over that. And that's okay. But God forbid, you know, God forbid they think you're a white person.
I learned a lesson though. I'm telling you, I didn't know that making fun of cultural tattoos will bring out the ire of like every fucking buddy. Like I was like, I really didn't think that was going to be something that actually would affect my mental health. Like I was like, so I actually made a decision. Like after that, I was like, okay, I gotta limit my Twitter time. Like I can't do this anymore. Like you can't make jokes on Twitter anymore. No. So I'm going to limit my Twitter time. Like I got to make more time to, you know, do creative things or work like on YouTube stuff or like, you know, read a fucking book, learn Spanish. I've been doing Duolingo now. Like, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just, whenever I'm going on Twitter, like whenever I go on Twitter now, I'm like, oh, I'm on Twitter. That means I have time. I'm going to switch over to Duolingo and focus on Spanish. So like, it's like, you know, I'm trying my best to kind of like work around it by making my own life a better place instead of just, you know, saying stupid shit on Twitter that's going to annoy me and everybody else. Because it's just not a fun place, man. It's not.
Yeah. No, it's not. I had that happen on one tweet. It was like it was Star Wars.
It was, yeah, I remember your Star Wars one. That one went insane. I was like, why are people?
And I just stopped reading the comments after a while. Like, I just was like, whatever. I was like people totally misunderstood the point of the post. And I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, just like, who cares?
You know, if you guys want to waste your time doing this, by all means, go right ahead. You know,
the craziest thing, John, is that usually that happens to me too, and I mute the thread and I'm like, I'm done, and like move along. But this one started getting retweeted by some big accounts. And then they started going into my, like, you know, my pinned tweet. Because on my pinned tweet, I had like my mom's old picture of Iran, like, you know, when she had in the 70s and stuff, like showing that I wanted to, like, what Iran was like during the 70s. And so people started putting in, like, started commenting in that thread, oh, you're the tire tracks girl. You know, your mom should be ashamed of you. Maybe we should go talk to her or something like that, you know, and all this other shit. And I was like,
oh my, these people are psychos.
Yeah, they were
psychos. You know, it's bad enough. Like, all right, just leave your comment, you know, but then they go and try to find your mom.
Yeah. Like, so I was just like, you know what? I'm done. So I just deleted it at that point because I was like, this is just not good for anybody at this point. So fuck it.
No, good call.
But it was weird though, John, because I didn't, like, a part of me really didn't want to delete it because I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of knowing that they won.
Sure.
But I was like, oh, but this is such an ego thing. Like, I can't, like, I gotta let go and be like, you know what? It's not, you know, it's not worth it. Like, pick your battles, you know?
Yeah. If it's that much, if it's just bothering you that much, like, it's not worth it. It's just not. I was trying to find, speaking of tattoos, I found, it was on Fuck Jerry. It's an Instagram account of this guy. I thought it was him. Maybe it was maybe it was a different, maybe it was some other account, but basically this guy got this horse tattoo and he pulled it, like, so there was the picture, and like when they pulled it off, like the horse looked nothing like the horse in the picture, and like you could see his visible, like, disappointment.
Oh my God, please find it. That sounds amazing.
I'm like, man, why is it not? I wonder if somebody got pissed off and made Fuck Jerry delete that shit.
Change your YouTube name to that tire track girl. Yeah, that's what I need to. That's what I need to do immediately.
That's pretty funny.
That's so funny. I should make a shirt about that. I like tire tracks. Tire track girl. We can't even.
It's like you do Anna's intro.
Can't even make fun.
You do Anna's intro, but you're like holding like a tire. Like, check out my new tattoo. Okay.
We can't even make fun anymore.
No.
I hate that we can't make fun. You know what's weird is I feel like Jason Momoa would have enough sense of humor that if he read that tweet, he would laugh at it. I think he would have laughed.
The funny thing is, I don't think he would have been as offended as these people.
No, I don't think so either. You know? I think he would.
I don't know if he would have laughed, but I don't, like, at the very least, I know darn well he's not going to be as offended by it.
Sponsored by Michelin. Oh, fuck. Bird Up for 5 says, my first day on Twitter, I saw the Momoa thread. I was like, yep, Twitter is exactly what I've been told it is. Yeah, pretty fucking insane. John Thomas for 10. Well, jumped in poor choices into this. You know what? Yes, actually, let me talk about that as well. Because speaking of poor choices is by X-Ray Girl and Tugs from Geeks and Gamers. And Tugs also made a comment on that thread, on the tire track thread. And she said that she doesn't find Jason Momoa attractive anymore either because she doesn't like face and head tattoos. And
dun, dun, dun.
I know, and everyone went crazy on her too, like, whatever, you're racist, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, well, I didn't think, she's like, but I've always found him hot, like in Aquaman when he had his long hair and, like, you know, didn't have a fucking head tattoo, blah, blah, blah. And then they started saying that she has a fetish. Like they were like, oh, you're fetish white person and like all this stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you can't win with these people. And even when you like someone, they tell you that you have a fetish. It's kind of like how they said Bill Burr had a fetish for like black people or whatever. That's why he married that black woman. And I'm like, reasoning is not
in their it's just not in their tool bag.
No,
it's not. You cannot reason with some people. And it sounds to me, just from what I'm hearing, these are people that cannot, like, logic is not, it doesn't matter. Like, logic doesn't matter. I don't think they understand comedy. I don't think they understand, you can't talk to these people. You're going to be wrong no matter what. They've
already made up their mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's already open and shut. And it is what it is.
Yeah. You're racist. Nothing you can do or say can ever redeem you again. You might as well go die. Like, that's basically what's going on over there.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I don't know, like, as if they've never made a mistake.
No,
they're pure and holy. They can cast all the stones they want, but
casting
God
every
forbid.
fucking stone. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing. I don't know. I would say there are very few things that are irredeemable. Certainly saying a joke. I mean, for crying out loud, like the amount of, like, the thickness of skin that people have nowadays is like paper. Like, I don't know how in the world we are going to survive. I don't. Especially have you ever watched Flecka Talks?
No.
Have you seen these videos with these millennials? Now,
granted, the one where he goes around and he talks to the, like,
what's 3 times 3 times 3? What's the 7 continents? He's just asking the most basic questions.
Yeah, I saw the one where he was asking, I think, the moon.
How many moons does the Earth have?
Yeah, how many moons does the Earth have? And I think the one that the WNBA one was hilarious. Did you see that one where he's like, because he's like talking to people about, like, the WNBA, and then they're like, yeah, we need more more people to watch the WNBA, and he's like, can you name a WNBA team? And they were like, no. Like, nobody could name anyone. No. We should watch one of those videos.
We should. I think we'd be fine. I don't think they would mind.
Funniest ones. Pull one of the funniest ones.
I'll see if I can find, like, their most viewed one.
Yeah. John Thomas for 10 says, Will jumped in from poor choices into this, but it's okay to call Celtic or Nordic tattoos a racist symbol. Also, there are 3 basic human subtypes. Caucasoid. Oh, I don't know if I want to say that the next one. And Mongoloid. Yes. That's all true. I don't even know if you can say the color black in Spanish anymore. It's very bad. A human for 5 says, don't let them get in your head, Nina. That is what they want to happen, just to mess you up. It's true, but I decided that I'm going to turn that around and just not go on Twitter as much. I'm going to make my time, more productive, because fuck Twitter. Like, I'm done with that bullshit place.
You could spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, you get distracted and you could lose your entire day on that fucking place. Ian so forth for 10 says, I'm somewhat conservative, somewhat Christian, and half Arab. Guess which third liberals friends never joke about? Wow. Yeah, I get that. E. Hefflinger. Finger. Oh my god, for 10.
I'm laughing at his comment.
Yeah, gonna be wrong no matter what. Sounds like a marriage. That's true for the husband.
You just have to learn to know you're right but be wrong.
Just know that you're right, but accept that you're wrong, and just say that you're wrong. That's all.
And just nod your head and act like you're listening. No,
it's just like that episode of Star Trek TNG, like the 4 lights. It's like, how many lights is there? Just say what they want to hear, people. Come on now. Marriage 101.
I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's good advice.
I know it's terrible advice.
Just lie to your partner. Lie to your, your significant other.
Do you have that video pulled up?
I do.
Okay, let's see it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Do you know how many stars there are on the U.S. flag?
52.
Yes. What state is Utah in?
Michigan.
Yes. Do you know what state Utah is in?
Okay, now granted, I'm sure these are like the best. You know, there are people that know these questions. I'm sure. I'd hope, but
I hope.
But this is Gen Z, and I wouldn't be surprised if I went on the street and you know, quite a few kids did not know these questions either.
Utah.
She's really thinking about it.
To be honest with you, I never heard of that place ever in my life. I live under a rock.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
I suck at history. I was like my worst subject. Can we do like science?
No. Any three. You know.
Wait, did she just say
Not
history?
even history, it's geography.
Geography. Okay, to be fair though, like
All we're
looks
asking for is
Down
3
syndrome.
countries, though.
Yeah, but
I mean,
she looks Down syndrome. Are we really like interviewing like people?
Nina.
Okay,
Oh my
come on
gosh,
now.
you're gonna get.
I'm
Nina.
just saying she doesn't.
Good thing
look
you didn't
like...
make this joke on Twitter. I don't think she does personally, but
I thought she was not okay. I can't even say what I want to say. Just play the fucking video.
Oh, jeez, this is terrible. Oh my god. Country. Wait, besides the U.S.?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't.
All right, it's fine.
I can't do history.
Really?
Do you know how many dimes there are in the dollar? Make up $1.
A dime is the 10 cent or the 5 cent?
You tell me.
Wow.
I don't know.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
I like her shirt.
Any 3. You know this.
Canada, New Mexico, right?
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Damn, I need more.
New Mexico.
that's
Check
not
out the
a
new
country.
man.
Oh, and what?
She just had to say Mexico.
Yeah, she just had to say Mexico.
I need to go back to school.
Do you know how many states there are in total in the U.S.?
Oh God.
How many continents are there?
3.
Continents?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know what 2 countries border the U.S.?
So bordered.
Yeah, like on the borders.
The only border I know is Puerto Rico and Mexico.
Yes.
You got
who fought in
one.
the Civil War.
I don't know. You talking about president wise?
No, the people. Who against who?
I don't know that one. I know it had to do like what with France or
Oh,
France
God.
and I don't know the other one.
France and who? You're close.
France and the British are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So, damn, I don't know.
Who did they fight against?
Us?
No.
Yes. Do you know what continents we're on right now? Do you know who fought in the Civil War?
Who fought in the Civil War? Like from the president?
No, like who against who?
It was the Nazis.
Wow.
No. Yes. No.
Nazis versus Germany.
I love how he says yes after everything. He's just like, yes.
Nazis versus Germany.
Germany. That makes
Wow.
perfect sense. Perfect sense.
This can't
This
be
is-
real.
I know
But-
you would think that, but there are people out there like
The
I'm sure you
Targaryens.
met them. I'm sure the people that were arguing with you and saying nasty things on Twitter. I'm sure these people, you know, they're
Yeah.
the kind of people that have no idea, like in terms of like just basic knowledge about the real world.
Phil, that's a good question. How does he keep a straight face? I'd be like, you're
He's good.
dumb as fuck. Like, go to
You
school.
can see it in the eyes, though. You can see that he is saying it, like look at his eyes.
His eyes
he's
is
very good. He's very good. But there's like, you can kind of like, if you look closely enough, you can start to read into like, I think
you
that
get
is
his
what
tells.
he's saying.
Yeah.
I think he is thinking that. but he's got a poker
dumb
face.
bitch. Yeah.
I don't know how he does it though.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. You actually just guessed that?
Nah, yeah. I'm kind of smart.
You didn't know that? Oh, did they teach you that in school or what?
They taught me it, but I just guessed it now. But
Yeah, so
it's like I forgot, but
yeah, it was right in the back of your head, and like it came up.
Yeah.
How many Kardashian sisters can you name?
Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian.
Important stuff, folks.
She knows all the Kardashian sisters, but doesn't know who fought the Civil War. I think we're done there, John.
Yep,
I think that's enough.
Okay.
My IQ just dropped like a fucking 1,000.
Flecka Talks, subscribe. Great channel.
What was that? Flecka Talks?
Flecka Talks. Flecka's Talks. My bad.
Talks. It's like John Talks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, somebody told me about his channel a while ago, and I'm not subscribed on my main channel. I'm subscribed on my other one though.
I just subscribed to him. Yeah, check it out, guys. Here it is. I'm gonna put it in the chat just in case. Sub. Who this? There you go.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
We are.
I feel like people at least take it back 40 years. I'd like to think, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to think that more people knew just those basics,
Yeah. Would be good. John Thomas or 5 Nina, you talked about Duolingo. Is that an app? Also, can you still speak Farsi? Yes, it is an app, and it's for free to download, and it's got a lot of languages that you can learn. So I highly recommend it. And yes, I do speak Farsi. I don't read and write it as much as I should. I'm like at a really very low level with my reading and writing, but I can understand Farsi very well, and I can speak it somewhat well.
These are by the way, these are great dating questions. Like to just right away you're gonna know.
That's a good point.
Okay, this ain't we're not gonna make it, or we are, But I mean, somebody doesn't know how many states there are. I mean, or how many moons we have. Like, I'm just not.
The state thing, John, I can get it. I can understand. Like, you might be like, hey, like not paying attention in school or something. You might get like a state wrong or something. Sure. Okay. I get it. But not knowing the moon, like, come on, like having one moon, like everyone can see one moon. Like, come on now. Like, open up your fucking eyes. You can see a moon. Like, stop it. That's all I have to say about that. Like, I mean, I still have a hard time remembering how many provinces Canada has. Like, I have to like sit there and count it in my head. But like moon, come on now.
What's 3 times 3 times 3? He asked that question.
Don't ask me that because math is racist. 3 times 3 times 3? Like 27?
Yep.
It'd be like 3 times 3.
You're right. Yep.
Are you saying it like him? Like, yes.
No, you're really right. If you weren't, I would be like, yes.
I was like, oh my God, did I make a mistake?
No, you're right.
I was like, oh my God.
No, people were saying like 9, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like the education system has failed. Either the education system has failed kids, parents have failed kids, and I guess the kids can take some share of responsibility too. But
Maybe they're, yeah. I mean, honestly,
we fail. I think the education's just like all the shit that's going on right now that they're trying to shove down kids' throats. Like it's
honestly, though, I think that the today's education system is completely failed. But with regards to math, especially like Common Core, like shove that shit up your fucking ass, because Common Core is terrible. And that's like the new way of teaching math. And I think it's awful.
Oh, I think I saw that.
No wonder people don't know math anymore. Like it's fucking terrible.
Let's make it way more complicated than we need to.
Yeah, like as if people weren't like having enough problems with math as it was. E Hefflinger, thank you so much for 5, says I dropped out of college twice. Was a C average high school student with a 1.9 GPA, diagnosed ADD and dyslexic. I could run circles around them. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You grew up probably at a time where education was still like something that mattered. Yeah. Also for another 5 says I dropped. Oh, wait, did that come? Was that?
Oh, must have been double.
Thank you for that. I don't know why it came through twice. Physical Graffiti for 14 says I'm 01. It's even worse with the kids of today.
He graduated from 2000.
2001,
I believe.
Wow, 2001. Wow. It's true. This generation's fucked. Like these people are so fucked. Yeah, seal clap for stupidity. Here is something to show just for how retarded everybody is.
Brimbor, trust me. You are master of your craft, my friend. Allow me a few days to work mine. I have not been truthful with you, Durin. I did not come to Khazad-dûm for friendship, but ambition. I did not know it. But I came for Mithril.
Have you been watching Rings of Power?
Oh, I'm sorry. You showed me Rings of Power, didn't you? I just
oh my god.
No, I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like, I'm done.
Oh my god.
Like I don't even care about this. I don't even know what the hell the story. Give me a reason to. I don't know why I should care.
It's so bad.
Like it I mean, the production's fine. I think the production's good, but
it's terrible.
The story is like,
the production is terrible. Like, have you seen their costumes?
I mean, I thought the look of it is, it's good for a TV show, but I think House of Dragon is far better.
Have you been watching that?
Yeah, I've actually been watching that.
I haven't been watching it, John, so don't tell me anything. But I'm tempted. I'm tempted to start watching the other one, possibly after the season's over. Maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely
I'm still hurt.
Yeah, no, I get it. I actually started rewatching after I started watching House of Dragons. I started rewatching Game of Thrones.
You did?
Yeah,
that's weird.
That show was so good in its early days. It really was.
In its prime, that was good TV. Great TV.
It's still good TV. You just kind of have to forget about what happens.
Oh, wait. Breaking news. Ryan updated part 3. Okay, hold on. We gotta check this out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the Lord of the Rings show is it doesn't really feel connected to Lord of the Rings. Like, it just doesn't feel like Lord of the Rings. I'll say House of Dragon. It definitely has a slightly different feel to it, but it still feels like it's within that universe.
It everything I've seen from it, John, looks so good. That's why I'm like,
the production.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
The production, the cinematography, because it is kind of a slow burn, but I feel like I'm still engaged. I'm still into
it. Costs less though. Like it costs less than Rings of Power to make per episode. Like much, much less.
Yeah.
I think it was 20 versus 60 million. So it just kind of gives you that, how much more they did with Game of Thrones or Dance with Dragons. Not Dance with Dragons. Fuck, what? House of Dragons.
That'll be the sequel. Or a music.
Lord.
You mentioned a Game of Thrones.
That was the
musical?
last fucking book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we never got the next one. Okay, here it is. Ryan, part 3 hurricane update.
Oh no.
Hurricane Ian update. We're back to Busch Light. It's raining a lot now. It's getting windy. The storm is basically here in Orlando. Now, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. The wind died down a second ago. We do have some thunder. We got some stuff like that. But I got to say, we're crushing it right now. Woo! I'll bring another update soon. We're killing it. Let's go, Florida. Stay strong. Hurricane.
Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing. I'm just hoping he's keeping safe over there. Because when it hits, because I was in one, I wasn't in a hurricane, and it was no fun. When it actually hits, it's pretty fucking scary. Like you will see trees just completely bend over. It's literally like the power of God. Like that's when I saw the hurricane, like when you actually see it and you're in it and you're like, am I gonna live tonight?
Atheists and agnostics become believers.
They do. Like I was like,
they start praying.
There is a God. Like when you think about it too, you're like, okay, now I can see why back in the day, like thousands of years ago, people were like, the gods are angry at the like we've done something to anger the gods. Sacrifice that bitch. Like we gotta
do something here.
Do something.
We can't just do nothing. It's gotta be somebody's fault.
Somebody make it end. Oh, physical graffiti.
That's why I can understand why people are boarding it up today. You know, or so because that's a traumatic experience. You experience that once, it's like
it's fucked.
Yeah,
it's something you'll never forget. I could tell you that much. Physical graffiti for 14 says, "LOL, I meant I was born in 2001, still in college." Wow. Oh wow, you're a baby. Aww.
Yeah, he's a young man. He's a young man.
Oh yeah, he's a young man. Oh, so cute. Okay. Speaking of TV shows, have you heard about this new kind of like docu-series on Netflix called Dahmer?
No, I haven't actually. But it's about Jeffrey Dahmer, I take it.
Obviously, it's about Jeffrey Dahmer. I started watching it the other night, and I'm on like episode 7 or 8 now. It's very, very dark. I'd actually never watched anything about Dahmer before, so this is like the first time I've ever watched anything on him, and I was kind of like, "Whoa, it's very dark," and kind of like, you have to be in the mindset of watching it. But so like afterwards, obviously, like everybody else, I took to Google, and I was just kind of like, seeing what the real guy was like, and just seeing what the differences were like with the stuff I've seen so far. But then I ran into this article, which I thought was really weird and kind of gave me a different outlook on Dahmer now, the one on Netflix. And I was just kind of like, ooh, because I was really like kind of liking it because, it was told to me by Stephanie, My Nerdy Home, that it kind of shows you it from the perspective of like the neighbors and the people who knew him and stuff like that, or like the people who were survivors, or the people who were related to the survivors, or the people who were related to the murderers. I kind of like give you that perspective. And it was supposed to be like a docuseries that kind of does that. And it was advertised as that. But then I went and saw this article, and I was like, wow, that sounds really fucking shady. And I don't like Netflix when it does stuff like this. So it says, my brother was murdered by Jeffrey Dahmer. Here's what it was like watching the Netflix show that recreated the emotional statement I gave in court. And basically this lady says that she was not contacted by Netflix, and neither were any of the survivors or any of the families.
I don't think they have to be if it's like court. Like, I don't think they need permission if it's like public, kind of like, if something's public domain.
But it was being advertised that it was being shown from the perspective of the survivors and the thing. So you're kind of assuming that they've contacted these people and have gotten their statements or something like that.
Yeah.
But then they literally came out and were like, look, we were never contacted. It seems really fucking just cringe. It says a clip from Netflix's Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story depicts Rita Isabel delivering her victim impact statement. Isabel gave the statement in Dahmer's 1992 sentencing, but was not involved in the Netflix show. This is her story about the statement, which has gone viral, as told the reporter Kesley Ballum. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing or read the whole thing, but this is kind of like the this is the Netflix version.
They reenacted it?
They reenacted it in the Netflix version.
What?
And
they didn't show the original.
No.
So they just had reenactments of it.
Yeah. They had actors and it's basically like a show, right? It's like a drama show. So they've hired actresses to play each part.
I know it's bad. Like, why did they use Comic Sans font on that?
I don't know. It's stupid.
Okay, I got caught up on that.
I don't even want to like play it though, because I feel like Netflix will totally hit me on this.
Sure.
But it's just kind of like, I don't know. It just seems shady to me.
It is a sensitive, like, it's a very sensitive thing. But I mean, unfortunately, people like, you can, I don't know if, like, when it comes to like these television shows where they reenact stuff, if they contact anybody to do it either.
I think a lot of times they do. I mean, at least for the docu-series one that are supposed to be kind of like the reflecting that whoever is the survivor, at least they like tell them this is happening kind of thing. But most of the families, like even the other families and not just her, anyone is involved, were like, we didn't know anything about this series being made. And it's kind of, I just think it's kind of sketch.
It seems kind of shitty. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That they would be like, oh, this is from their point of view, but we've never even told them anything.
Right.
And go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, the other thing about it too is that like she and a whole bunch of other people that were talking about it were saying things like, well, it's not like, this isn't the first Jeffrey Dahmer thing that's out, and it won't be the last. And it's basically like they were just saying, like, we have to relive this every time there's a new media and there's a new thing. And it's like, it's just a terrible thing to go through and relive it and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, like, when you really think about it like that, it feels kind of icky that Netflix would do this and give them no heads up and give them no money. I mean, at least if they give them some money, like, you would feel like,
some compensation, or at least an offer to. But I mean, I'm not surprised. I guess I'm not too shocked by Netflix doing that.
I mean, I'm definitely not surprised by it either, but at the same time, I'm like, at least do your marketing a different way and not like, just totally bulldoze these people. And I don't know. It's just,
no, I mean, it is a
exploit them, like they're exploiting them. That's what it feels.
Especially over something so traumatic and horrible, But it's not the first time a company's done that.
No,
unfortunately,
no. John Thomas says, every time I even begin to consider subscribing to Netflix, they pull something like this. Last time it was Cuties. Speaking of Cuties, are you still not subscribed?
Unsubscribed. Still kept my word.
Amazing.
I said until Netflix gets rid of Cuties, I'm not, and it's been a shame because there has been things where it's like, I'd like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Citizen Kane movie by David Fincher. Still haven't gotten to see that. I think it's Mac. Yeah.
What about Cobra Kai? I'm guessing you haven't caught up with Cobra Kai.
Nope.
That's still.
I was over at my brother's house and we did watch a few episodes, but again, me personally, I don't have the Netflix account.
You don't have it.
And that was probably like that was the season when they brought back Elizabeth Shue's character. I saw a few episodes of that.
It's like 2 seasons ago, I think.
Yeah, that's how far behind.
There are other ways to. I don't condone any of those ways, but there are. Anyways, in other crazy celebrity news, here is another, celebrity / entertainment news. Elizabeth Banks came out and said some bullshit today. This wasn't that. Sorry, I went backwards. I meant to go with this one first.
And grass is green.
No, well, actually, this is what she came out and said she did today.
Oh, wow.
She said Charlie's Angels marketing, it wasn't a feminist manifesto, just an action movie. So she's changing her tune because I think the tides are turning and she's smelling where the roses are and she's smelling how the wind is blowing.
So what is she saying, that it was meant to be just an action movie, but it got marketed as a feminist movie?
She's saying it was the marketing that was the problem and that, it wasn't a feminist movie and it should have, guys should have come and watched the movie because it was a good action movie.
Well, maybe if you...
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, in reality.
Back in 2019, she said, my film is loaded with sneaky feminist ideas.
Yeah.
Which is it? Which is it, Elizabeth?
All right.
Which one?
Yeah.
I mean, I think she realized that she.
I think there was even a music video with who was it with? Gosh, that's how much I could care about any of these people. But I mean, literally drawing a blank.
You're such an old dude. You're like, who's that one person?
Oh, Ariana Grande. And well, anyways, there was three of the kind of the top pop stars, and it just felt ultra. They did a song for the movie, and it just felt like so over the top.
Oh yeah, for the Charlie's Angels thing, right? Yeah. I remember who you're talking about, but I don't know any of those people's names either. I think it was Ariana Grande and some other people. I forget who it was.
Lana Del Rey, which she felt really out of place, and like even in the video, it was like.
Because she's usually like a lot cooler than those chicks. Like she does like cooler stuff.
Yeah, she's just way more. I don't know. Her music scene is like definitely far different from theirs. I feel like, but anyhow, and she just looked like she kind of didn't fit in, but
she did
in the right way. In a good
but
way.
I think this is interesting to note though, because you're kind of. Like, I feel like some tide is turning in Hollywood and they're starting to realize that, like, oh shit, like our movies aren't making money.
Too far.
Yeah. People are starting to like not give a fuck. People are starting to not watch, especially men. Like they're not like they're kind of like out on a lot of stuff. So
a big portion of the audience.
Yeah. That's kind of what's gonna happen when you alienate like a massive portion of the audience.
And the thing is, like, a lot of men went and seen the original they watched the original Charlie's Angels TV show because of Foster Fair, right? And they watched the movies, that's around the circa 2000 ones. Why? I mean, you could argue that those movies are just as much as men, like just as much men's movies as they are women's movies.
Absolutely. I love Charlie's Angels, like the 90s version with Cameron Diaz. Like that scene where she's like shaking her booty. I do that all the time. She's like, yeah. Like,
Cameron, do you know how many continents there are?
Oh my god.
Like, I don't care. I can kick your ass.
I love her.
But no, I mean, you can't try to change what something is fundamentally. If you want to make an action movie about chicks doing, that are ultra feminists, well, okay, go for it, but don't call it Charlie's Angels. It's just not going to be that.
They did. They did make another ultra feminist action movie. I think it was called what was it called? No, I think it was called 300 or no, that wasn't. It had some sort of weird number. It was like 308 or 3.
We gotta be. It's got to be more than 300. We got to be better than those men.
Yeah, it was something weird. It wasn't 300. It was It was with, I think Lucy Liu was in it. Who else was in it? 407, some 333. See, people are just naming numbers now. 333. Was it 333? No, it's not 333.
Yeah, I mean, but the point is, it's like when you take something like a property, like whether it's Star Wars, whether it's James Bond, which now they're saying they want to make it more sensitive, you know.
Oh, it was 355. I found it.
Oh, okay.
I bet this movie did very badly. Like, I bet it was
never even heard of it.
Like, exactly. Like, you don't even know about it. Because who fucking cares? Like, who wants to watch a weirdo feminist movie? Like, I don't. But they did make one, and nobody cared. Like, I would like to know what the numbers are for this movie. This 355 movie.
I can tell you.
With
it's got Penelope Cruz in it and Jessica Chastain. Like, they're not a small. When did it come out?
January 7th
of this year.
Yeah.
Wow, this movie bombed.
I
know it bombed because I never even heard of it. Let me see. I'm checking the box office.
And this is why, though.
28 million it made. Let me see if I can find the budget.
Because is it 20?
The budget was 40 to 75 million, and it only made 28 million. Youch.
Ouch. So it's a massive flop.
Oh yeah.
So this is why, though, I feel like they do stuff like this, because they know if they come out with a feminist action movie like this and name it some random shit, no one's gonna go see it.
Yeah. If
they put it Charlie's Angels, people will be like, "Oh, it's Charlie's Angels. Maybe we should go check it out."
Was there an Ocean's 8, or what was that movie called?
Yes, it was Ocean's.
Yeah, it was Ocean's 8.
I think it was Ocean's 8. The female version, right? God, that was crap.
So that actually did 297.8 million.
I watched it. It was awful.
Yeah, I guess I just did not have. I don't know. I just didn't have any interest.
It was so bad. Don't even.
Which I'm sure there's some hot, attractive chicks in there. I mean that should be enough to do it, but
sometimes it's not enough. Deranged Lunatic, thank you for the super sticker. I'm sure it's a rose. I don't even think I have to look. Thank you. I think.
Okay, so so the box office, it made about 300 million on a budget of 70 million, which is pretty good. But then again, it's playing off of an existing IP, which
we're talking Charlie's Angels now.
No, we're talking Ocean's 8.
Oh, Ocean's 8. But see, okay, so Ocean's 8 though. That was, what year was that? That was like 2013.
No, it was sooner. I think it was 2018.
Okay, because I thought that was like kind of like the 2018. Oh, okay,
yeah.
So it was a little bit later than I expected. I thought it was like a little bit. Yeah, okay, because like the main like female thing started with like Ghostbusters, really. Because I was thinking like it was maybe a little bit like before then. And then people just had enough of the female situation. And they were like, okay, enough of this.
Yeah, I mean,
female, whatever version of female stuff. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely not the, I don't think people care one way or the other if it's like all men or all women. If it's a war movie with all guys or all, ultimately, is the movie good? I mean, really, that's what it's going to boil down to in terms of like word of mouth.
I mean, I watched like the 355 one, like I watched the trailer for it and it looked so bad that I was like, I don't want to watch this. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just, it wasn't good. Should I watch Bullet Train? Yes. I did a spoiler-free review on my channel, so definitely check that out if you want. But hell yes. Like if you want to like good, just kick back, relax, take your mind off the world kind of movie. That's it. It's a great action movie. John Thomas for 20 says the Charlie's Angels movies had a real 70s vibe to them. It did. they were good without taking itself seriously. Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore rocked totally. Atomic Blonde did all right at the box office. You know what? Atomic Blonde wasn't bad. But I like the soundtrack of that movie a lot. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but the soundtrack was really fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. No, I didn't. But like with the Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore films, like they're fun.
They were fun. Yeah.
They're fun. They know what they're supposed to be. Like, it's not Charlie's Angels isn't your opportunity to push your, all your sneaky feminist messages in it. It's not, of course there's a little bit of feminism to it, after all, but it's not in this like, we're going to freaking, give it to the men, it's not about that. Like, at least as far as I understand.
I've never seen Salt. Have you seen Salt?
I have not.
That's the one with Angelina Jolie, I think.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen that one. Yeah. Have you seen Bullet Train by any chance?
I didn't, no.
It's good, John. Yeah, you'll like that one. It's really good. I highly recommend that one. Okay, speaking of more crazy bitches, here's another one. And this is funny to me. Because Anna de Armas, she's really hot. But she says
she's okay.
Really? You think she's just okay?
No, she's hot. She's hot.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was
just messing with you. She's probably one of the
terrible movie, Red Sparrow.
Probably
fucking
one
hated that movie.
Yeah.
Is she a 10, John?
Well, I'd say she's in the top 5 of actresses now. Like,
but would you say she's a 10? In terms of attractiveness.
Yeah, if I seen her like in real life, I mean, I'm sure she like it would even. Yeah, I'd say if she's not a 10, she's like a 9.9. I mean, I don't know, like, or 9.5. I mean, she's a. I mean,
9.5.
I don't know what is a 10. What does a 10 look like? Chat, give us what does 10 look like? I mean, I
think she's pretty damn close.
I'll give her the 10 rating. I will.
All right.
And I think she's pretty darn close. I'm pretty darn picky, and I'm pretty darn critical. So
now here's the thing, though. She came out and she said, "It's disgusting that blonde nudity will circulate the internet, but I can't control it." Now she came out and she basically talked about how she did things in this movie about Marilyn Monroe. That's what the movie's about. That she would have never done. And I call bullshit on this
I did see that one with Ben Affleck. That was on.
Yes,
like
you saw that movie, right?
Yeah, there was some. She pulled some nude scenes in that, right?
Yes, they were like banging. No, you're
okay.
Absolutely right. I've seen
that
movie
I should be able to remember this.
I'm pretty sure the reason you watch it is because I told you that she gets naked and bangs Ben Affleck in that movie, and that's why you watched it. So, I'm just saying.
I very well could have been the reason why. It did take me a little while to get around to watching because I saw the reviews on it and was like, the movie was kind of messed up.
What did you think of that movie?
I mean, it wasn't anything great. It was okay. The performances were good though. I thought from both of them. I just thought, the script and it was okay.
It was good for the nudity, especially for her. But
Nina, for her it's disgusting.
No, but okay, no. She says it's disgusting that people are gonna be circulating the nudity on the internet.
I mean, but she had to know. I mean, come on. I'm sure there was.
This girl.
They were circulating nudity before. I mean, it's almost like is she just saying what she kind of
she's doing it to
should say.
Yeah, she's doing it to promote the movie. She's doing that.
It's like I just want to let everybody. She's like, I want to let everybody know there's a lot of nudity in this movie. And I think it's disgusting how it's getting out there. So go and check out the pictures and definitely check out the movie.
Yeah, and then she says this. So she's like, I did things in this movie I would have never done for anyone else ever, De Armas said.
Wow.
Earlier in the cover story interview about risks she took to play Monroe. I did it for her and I did it for Andrew. Andrew is the director. Now, having said this, we just talked about only one movie that, we've both seen. But after this thing came out, Brittany Venti, shout out to Brittany Venti, she sent me Ana de Armas porn. And I was like, what the fuck? Because this chick has literally done like softcore porn. And I was like, and it's all over the internet. Like, if you go put Ana de Armas in Google and hold on, let me tell you exactly what the thing is called.
Don't accidentally get the stream taken down, Nina.
No. I'm not gonna show the nudes. I'm just gonna tell you what it's called.
I've said that before too.
I'm not sharing my screen, am I? No, I'm not. Okay, good. Hold on. I'm looking for my DM. Shout out to my girl Brittany who sends me freaking porno. Okay, so Ana Celia de Armas. It's called Desayuna y Folando. So that means breakfast and folando. So if you write that in Google, you will get some very spicy videos of her. I'm just saying.
I guess everybody starts somewhere.
Yes, and this girl definitely started in fucking she started in soft porn, Spanish porn. So there you go. You're welcome, everybody.
It's disgusting, Nina.
It's just so gross.
Sure, she would tell you that too.
God, the virtue. We need to have some more virtue.
I mean, it's just it probably more than likely is a tactical thing. Does she really feel like that? I mean, if she does, like,
nah, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, once you take your clothes off in front of the camera, like, I don't know, you kind of lose. Do you lose the right to say that it's disgusting that your naked body's getting plastered all over the internet? Well, it's like, well, don't do nude scenes.
I know.
Like,
and that was one of the things that I like somebody had said, because I was like, I retweeted that and I was like, come on, girl, it's not like you've never done nudes before. I've seen you and stuff. And she's like, and then some people were like, all like, oh, well, maybe it was too much or like whatever. And I'm like, then don't take the part.
Yeah,
like you read the script and you're like,
no.
I'm not interested in this. Like, no thanks.
Don't worry, Ana de Armas. I'm sure a lot of people are not finding it disgusting at all. Far from it. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why she has such a negative self-image. I mean, why would she say it's disgusting?
I don't know.
I'm kidding. She's like, I'm sexy and I know it.
I mean, I'm so watching that movie, not just because I love Marilyn Monroe, because I do.
You just want to see the nudity.
But now
you're curious. Yeah, it worked. It worked.
I mean, hell yeah, it worked.
Disgusting.
I was so into her, like, in general. Like, I think she's one of the hottest actresses right now because she's still feminine and she's still like very, just able to put herself out there, and like she has a very like good energy about her, like that sexy, vibrant energy. Where it's very much lacking in Hollywood these days, because most men or most females are like just manly and they don't look right. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anybody that I would say is actually hotter than her right now.
Yeah, I can't think of a single person. At least for me.
If we're just talking about purely physical. Yeah.
Yeah, purely physical. Like for me, I think it's her right now. I can't think of anybody else.
I obviously don't think about this enough. I should have like a top 5 on hand, but
I know you should. Now, see, ScarJo is too old now. Like, nah.
I do find her attractive, extremely attractive.
I do too, but she's like Anna de Armas.
She's
is
been
way
around.
Younger,
She's still slaying it. You know, I mean, she's
but she's
older, but she still looks good to me.
Yeah, but better than Anna de Armas? No.
No. If we're just going to talk, yeah. But
we're talking
strictly
physical.
Purely physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. She's old for Hollywood. People are all like, she's not old. Yes, she is.
She's probably 30, maybe late 30s. How old is she?
Ageist. It's true. I have ageist. That is very true. Zendaya's hot. Not as hot as Anna de Armas.
Yeah, she's
at
37.
least not for me. 37?
Yeah.
She's my age.
Yeah. Looks great.
See, I'm old. We're old. It's over for us.
Not if you know
the
good
wall.
plastic
The
surgeon.
wall. The wall is coming for us all. I said the wall is coming for us all.
The wall?
Yeah. Late 30s. She's near the wall. It's true. It's true. It's coming for us. This is why Nina's not in charge of casting. Whatever. In Hollywood, 35 is too old. I'm just telling you.
Not nowadays. I mean, gosh. I don't know. Some of these chicks are just tapping into the fountain of youth or something. Like, again, good plastic surgery.
I mean, hell, ask Biden.
And yeah, and probably just knowing. I mean, more than ever, we have access to the things that can, prolong your beauty, I guess.
You still hot. You got 2 years at best. It's true. It's true.
Just like right at 2 years. Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. You ever leave a pizza out and you're like, you Google like, how long can I leave a pizza out for till it goes bad? And it's like two hours.
Ryan Kinnell apparently just eats it off the floor, several days old. But I don't. It's some good micro bacteria, for the microbiome in the gut. That is not advice for anybody to eat pizza. That's a day old. But it's like, at what point? So they say it's good for 2 hours if it's been sitting out. So it's like at the 2 hour mark, at that point, all of a sudden it goes bad. Wow. Yeah.
Well,
like
that's
it's a momentary thing. It's like,
all of a sudden 2 hours. So you mean to tell me 2 hours and 5 minutes, 2 hours and 15? Like, I think we're still probably okay here.
That's why God gave you a nose, John. Because whenever you're like, you want to know if something's good or not, you got to smell it first. You do the smell test, and if it still smells okay, then
my
you
nose,
can eat it.
Because of COVID, I had that bad. I think it was the Omicron variant or whatever it was. My smell is still it's evolving. It's changing. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's very. I don't know. I mean, some stuff is like still smells fine, and then other stuff is just like it's I don't know.
That definitely didn't happen with me. Like when I got sick, 'cause I don't know if I got COVID or not, but I never lost my sense of smell or anything like that.
My smell was like during COVID, it was gone, and I couldn't smell anything, and then it was coming back, but it's never been the same. Like even coffee. Like coffee just doesn't smell the same. Nothing smells the same.
Do you feel like it's
nothing's a strong word, but some things still do, but taste and all that.
Do you feel like it's coming back? Like is it getting better?
I'm thinking incrementally, I hope. But yeah, like
well, I hope it comes back.
Very weird. Yeah.
Deranged Lunatic, aka DL for $1.99 says Nina is still young, John not so much. God damn it. That's just mean.
That's all right.
Why are people so mean to you?
There's a variety of reasons. Hey, my lighting sucks here, by the way. Nina's got some really good lighting going on. And I'm telling you, lighting can help quite a bit.
You just have like I don't know what's going on with your lighting.
I'm not saying it's gonna fix, this, but
I like how you got that like, share, and subscribe thing like behind you. You should put something like inspirational. Wait, win the day? That's one. Okay, win the day. Oh, I can't believe you got like, share, and subscribe. That's so cute. And then you got your little YouTube thing. And all your books. Have you read all of those?
No. I've read some of them, and I've listened to some on audiobook, but I haven't read. I tend to buy a lot of books, and I'll sift through some of them.
I know. I intend to buy like every book and not read any book. So I understand completely. That's what
I actually do read. Though.
I'm trying to remedy that. Like, stop Twittering, read more. Like I've been getting better.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, Twitter and social media. I mean, a lot of it is just a waste of time.
It really is. I really gotta. I gotta do it even more. Like, just
nobody's gonna get to the end of their life and say, like, man, I really wish I just spent more time on Facebook.
Spend more time on Twitter. Yeah. I think near the end of my life, I'll be like, why did I waste so much time on Twitter?
Yeah, pretty much. Like God, can I get an account of like how much time I spent on Twitter? And then when you hear the number, you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, no.
Send
me back so I can try this again.
I don't want to know. It's like, like how many hours have I spent watching TV or gotten stuck in a YouTube rabbit hole? And
speaking of Twitter, I saw this going around Twitter today. Arnold Schwarzenegger signed Auschwitz guest book with a Terminator catchphrase, "I'll be back." Museum explains why.
Very odd.
Wow. I think, see, now you're talking about like being insensitive and making insensitive jokes, like, which, I acknowledge that my joke is insensitive. But this, like, my God, like, you go to freaking Auschwitz and you say, "I'll be back," and your dad used to be in the SS and you are from there. Like, I just feel like it's a little on the nose there, Arnold. Like, how about you don't do that? I don't know. Let's see. Amid the backlash quoting the Terminator in the guest book, the Auschwitz Museum posted on Twitter the following explanation for the actor's signature. This visit was planned to be a relatively short. The inscription was meant to be a promise to return for another and more in-depth visit. Wow. Okay. I'm a witness to the ruins of the country broken by Nazis. Schwarzenegger wrote in a statement at the time, "I saw firsthand how this hatred spun out of control, and I share these painful memories with the world in hopes of preventing future tragedies and educating soldiers about personal responsibility. I stand with Auschwitz Jewish Center Foundation and their mission of education to ensure never again." Yeah, but this dude also went on the internet and said, "Screw your freedoms." So I don't know if.
Yeah, that's not going to age really well, Arnold.
I don't know.
I mean, too bad you couldn't go back in time and fix that. You should terminate your statement.
Your
just
statement.
Say terminate yourself, but that's
extreme.
I was thinking of the movies, the movies. That's what Terminators do.
They want us to terminate ourselves all the time. Like, go terminate yourself for saying a fucking joke.
Yeah, a lot of actors experiencing, I don't know, some stuff going on there.
Okay, now on to some politics, just a little bit. The Tweaky Kid left a member message.
What politics?
Yeah,
I don't mess with that politics? Stuff. No.
Oh.
I don't think I'd want anything to do with politics.
The Tweaky Kid left a member message saying, "Isa Gonzalez is greater than Ana de Armas." Who's that? Now I have to check this. Isa Gonzalez. Who's that? She's greater than Ana de Armas. Ooh, she's a Mexican actress. Oh, she is pretty. Ooh, okay. Let John and chat be the judge because I don't know. I feel like Anna's kind of she might be a little bit prettier for me, but
yeah, I feel like don't get me wrong, like she's hot. You know, she is, but it almost that's her face. Did she get work on her face?
What is going on with her?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that.
And the lips. Definitely she got work on the lips too. Some Botox at the very least. See there, that looks a lot more natural.
Yeah, that looks more natural.
Yeah. I'm not a big, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of plastic surgery.
I'm not either. She looks a little, I think she looks a little natural here too.
Yeah. No, she's cute. She's definitely hot. I mean, no doubt about it. But I don't know if she's on, you know, it's almost like Ana de Armas has like a little something different about her that makes her like stand out. Like her face is very like it's obviously beautiful. It's obviously very attractive, but it's just like Ana de Armas. There's a certain little slight unconventionality to it.
Yeah.
If we're gonna get
it's that,
like
it's a little wabi sabi. It's got that. It's kind of like the Cindy Crawford mole or something. Like it's got that little. It's got something that makes her kind of different.
Just seem like this girl kind of seems like the girl next door or every girl that you feel like you've seen her before. Ana de Armas is like
not really.
Yeah, it's just like there's just something a little bit.
Why does she look so different here? Look, she looks so different.
She definitely had work done in her face. I don't know what. Like if that's her,
she looks completely different than this.
Maybe she's no different makeup.
Like no makeup, lighting. Yeah,
but is that her with the dimples, cheeks? Though, like if you go to row 3
here,
is that her? Is that the same person?
Supposedly, yeah.
Did she like? Yeah, I feel like she got definitely work done. If that's supposedly, is she accenting it with makeup or something? I don't know.
I think it's makeup.
Oh, okay. Definitely her lips.
Really
her lips
skinny
look
here.
Fatter though.
She's also really, really skinny here.
Yeah.
Like versus this. She's not as skinny here. She's super skinny here. She's lost a lot of weight in this. I really like her dress in this. I'm looking for a yellow bright dress like this. I was looking more like at the dresses than her face. Let's see, what did the chat say? She's cute. 7. This chick's an 8. A lot of plastic surgery. Probably makeup. Okay. Hi, Demogeny. Good to see you.
What's up, bro?
So I think the chat consensus is Ana de Armas is hotter. I think.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, that girl's very she's very attractive, but
yeah, she's
and
great.
if you saw her on the street, you know, you would definitely look twice for sure.
You would ask her. Yeah. Okay. This is what I was going to ask you about today. Did you see? Did you by any chance?
Yes, I would ask her to buy me a coffee. I would.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. This thing here. Did you see this today? Joe Biden asked about Rep Jackie.
It's just gonna make me want to watch or rather put out videos. So anyway. I'm just like I can't, you know. It's like
I know. Well, I'm sorry. We're gonna watch this for a minute because it's funny. I mean, I'm sorry that you wait. Don't you have your other channel, John Talks Too? Can't you put it on there?
I do. Yeah,
videos for that one.
I usually share them though on the main channel, and that's why those videos will wind up doing good. I did put out a video on the second channel. It just like the day of the strike, and it just didn't do that good because I haven't posted on there in a minute. But anyhow.
That makes sense. Well, in this video, Joe Biden asked about Rep Jackie Walorowski, who died in a car accident in August. That's sad, but I didn't actually know that. Jackie, you hear? Where's Jackie? Is what he says. So let's give that a watch first.
Many of you know so much about this as well, and you're committed. And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here to help make this. And so many.
Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? Okay, so she died. Unfortunately, she was dead. And then so the press secretary tried to spin it, and this is what she had to say about it.
That is not that, Jackie. That's going to continue to be the focus.
That's how I would try to spin it.
It would have been better.
It's like,
if
was there any other Jackie that could have been there? Like,
it would have been better if she had just been like, yeah, he made a mistake and it slipped his mind that she passed away. It's unfortunate. Like, it would have been better if they owned it.
Final one. What happened
She made it
event
worse.
today? The president appeared to look around the room for an audience member, a member of Congress who passed away last month. He seemed to indicate she might be in the room. What happened?
So the president was, as you all know, you guys were watching today's event, a very important event on food insecurity. The president was naming the congressional champions on this issue and was acknowledging her incredible work. He had already planned to welcome the Congresswoman's family to the White House on Friday. There will be a bill signing in her honor this coming Friday. So, of course, she was on his mind. She was of top of mind for the president. He very much looks forward to discussing her remarkable legacy of public service with them when he sees her family this coming Friday.
He said, "Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? She must not be here."
I totally understand. I just explained she was on top of mind.
Come on.
This was what we were able to witness today, and what the president was able to lift up in this at this conference, at this event, was how her focus
think people are just utterly like dumb.
Deal with, combat.
Like, they don't know how many continents there are. Like, they don't know. They don't know how many states there are.
But this is what I mean. Like, she should have just owned it. Like, it slipped his mind that she passed away. It's really unfortunate. Like, and people would have been like, okay, next question, you know?
Yeah.
In this, it's like,
you're just insulting people's intelligence. That's all you're doing.
She's like, don't believe your lying eyes or your, lying ears.
People don't watch. They don't watch these press conferences. They don't even know what's going on. They could care.
No, I mean, I used to watch those fucking press conferences.
I shouldn't say they could care. The people that care are not Biden supporters,
right?
That's what I'm saying. Is like the people that should be watching this stuff. It's like, see no evil, hear no evil.
Yeah,
like Biden is, Biden. At least he's not Trump. I mean, that's
at least he's not Trump.
Things are so good now. Just we're just paying 5 times the amount for everything, but it's great.
I'm telling you, man, don't believe your lying eyes. Like, you cannot. Yeah, no more mean tweets. You can't question anything. Now, this was another one that my mind kind of went to a certain place, because this happened very recently. The Baltic pipeline leaks, sabotage seemed likely, and I remembered that Joe Biden had some very interesting things to say a few months ago, February 7th. He said this.
Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will. I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
You can hear his earpiece.
First, if
did you hear that? This is the first time I'm ever hearing it, but you could hear his earpiece. Could you hear that? That was so crazy. I think my headphones are like really good, so I could hear like what they were saying like in his ear. But yeah, so he said this, and then of course the pipeline thing happened, and I just couldn't help but thinking, I wonder who this could have been, which
Dun, dun,
I mean, it's pretty
dun.
clear who it was. I think that happened, which is interesting. Things in Russia are taking a very interesting turn. Russia and Ukraine, but not as interesting as Iran. Have you kept up with any of that kind of stuff of what's going
I've
on
seen
with
a few
Iran?
videos. Yeah, I've seen a few things.
So did you see like what have you seen? Because I've seen something.
People like one guy getting the shit kicked out of him because he was messing with some girl who wasn't wearing a hijab. Then I seen just videos.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Do you know why it originally started?
Do I support the hijab?
No. Do you know what it originally started? Why it originally started?
No, I fully support the hijab. I think all women here should be wearing hijabs too.
I know I should be wearing some hijab over here,
Yes.
right? Like cover myself.
I've been
up.
offended this whole live stream, to have a woman talk.
I know we're
with me
talking
with
about
an
fucking
uncovered
nudity.
face. Yeah,
I know.
I've been terribly offended, Nina.
God, good.
Terribly.
Keep being offended. But no, seriously though, in all seriousness, do you know about like what started it? Like that girl Mahsa Amini, like her death and what started
I can't
this?
tell you I do.
Okay.
No.
So what happened was originally we started hearing some news out of Iran about how this girl Mahsa Amini was murdered by the Iranian morality police. And yes, they are literally called the morality police.
That's weird.
They go around and their job is basically to make sure that you are wearing your hijab correctly in Iran and that you are, virtuous and blah, 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 blah. So, and if you don't, they usually take you to like a police precinct. They fine you. I mean, back in the day, you used to get hurt. So it was more concerning. But now they just fine you and it's like a stamp on the wrist and you leave. So in this instance, they came out and said this girl got killed, which is pretty extreme news because Iran hasn't really been like that for many years, like since near the end of the revolution. Like it hasn't really been like, oh, people get killed over hijab kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the most part, people comply. Like in Iran, like they're not, they're complying. They're and apathy's completely set in, so they're not really rocking the boat, and the Islamics aren't really rocking the boat either. Like they're like, whatever, it is what it is. So the news was kind of shocking because I was like, oh, this must have been something really big. It freaked me out, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they did to this girl. Like I can't even imagine. Like I wonder how, like if they beat her. I was expecting a lot of different things, and I started seeing this kind of like picture going around of her in the hospital. Saying that they took her to the coma ward because she went into a coma, and I was expecting to see her face all bruised up or something. Like this girl must have been beat, but she looked normal. Like I was like, she didn't even have any bruises on her face. And so after about a day or so of her being in the coma, she passed away. It was really unfortunate. She passed away, and after that, Iran kind of. A lot of people came out, not enough, but some came out and started protesting the hijab thing. And since then, I've kind of been red-pilled again, and I'm kind of not. I have questions. Let's just say I have questions about all of it. Now, I'm going to start by showing you what actually happened to this girl. Because the Iranian government, believe it or not, actually did release the video of what actually happened to her and her final moments. So we're going to check that out before we talk about this further, because I want you to see what actually happened first. And so, and this guy's tweet too, by the way, is interesting because this is in Spanish, but it says, alert, today we stand with the brave women of Iran and Joe Biden. And when the U.S. president says something like that, history shows that too eloquently that there is a CIA plan for the coup d'etat. Mahsa Amini was not killed as the propaganda says. And that's true because she wasn't killed the way the propaganda is saying. She wasn't murdered by any means. So here we go.
همونطور که میبینید خانم
I'm gonna mute this, by the way, because he's talking in Farsi, and even though I understand everything, you guys don't, so there's no point. So we're gonna start with here. This is her, so just kind of like follow along with the circle, so you know what's going on. So this is her. She's coming in. This is called in Farsi. It's called Kalantari, which means basically like the police center of where they're taking all these people. As you can see, there's a lot of women here who are wearing very similar outfits to her. It's fine. Like this is fine. So she goes and she sits down. Everything's fine. There's another girl here. A lot of women here. So there's these women here chatting. Okay. So she's still sitting here. And she sees these women chatting, and she walks over here because I'm guessing this woman here who is in a chador, see these women here, they're in chadors, they're the ones that are working there, okay? So she comes over and starts talking to this woman who's talking to this other woman about what's going on. And she's like, I'm guessing she's asking her, this is all my interpretation of it. I'm guessing she's asking what she's supposed to do. She's been, she's been told she has to come here, and this lady is telling her, well, it's clearly because of the stuff you're wearing, because that's why she lifts her stuff up here. Like if I take it back, she's kind of like, I don't know, do you see that, John? How she's like, she lifts her stuff. Yeah. And I can totally kind of like, this is what they do. Like these Islamic women in Iran do this all the time, where they'll go like, I'm trying to like translate it in English in my brain, but they'll go like, oh, it's because of the stuff you're wearing. Like, look at you. You look disgusting. Like this is why, like this is how you've dressed. Like there's no virtue with you. Like you're disgusting. And obviously you're here for this. Like she's putting her down. Like she's probably talking to her in a very demeaning way. And like kind of like, shaming her, because that's her job. Like her job is to basically shame this woman.
Okay.
So she's doing this, and then she's kind of like, okay, like, so come with me then. And that's it. All of a sudden she keels over. She keels over and then falls over. This woman runs over really quickly. People are concerned. So they start coming over because she's concerned. They're concerned. So people start coming over thinking, what's going on? They find out they got to take her to a hospital because I'm pretty sure she went into cardiac arrest. Wow. They take her to the hospital immediately after. And that's it. And she goes to the hospital.
I was expecting her to like get beat down or something. That's
what I was expecting, John.
So this was,
but no,
this is why there was the outrage.
So she just fell over. Now, my theory from the moment one, when I heard that she got a heart attack.
I'm just punching my arm, Nina.
I know. And I'm just saying, like, there's been a lot of sudden death syndrome going around. So that's the precursor, right? That was the precursor. Now, next, you get this woman coming out of basically nowhere, but also everywhere in Iran, calling for this revolution. And Ron Paul posted, retweeted this guy, which I'm going to read this, but he said, doesn't it strike anyone as strange that the leader of this freedom movement in Iran is a U.S. government employee and bosom buddy of the neocons? But hey, sure, it's totally legit. And this is true because this lady all of a sudden is like the leader of this movement. Yeah. And she's tweeting nonstop and just saying the most interesting stuff. But basically, this is all a power grab for her. And it's become this. So this guy made this thread saying, strange idea to cast Ali Najad, who lives in NYC, as the leader of the Iranian protests that are explicitly being done in the name of local women murdered by Iranian police. Again, I have a hard time believing this. I don't think that that was a murder by the Iranian police. And I'm someone who fucking hates the Iranian police. I hate the Iranian government. I hate the Iranian police, but let's call a spade here, okay? That wasn't a fucking murder.
No.
Ali Najad is a U.S. government employee who meets regularly with the neocon politicians. Ali Najad's influence is all via social media and VOA, but Filkins makes no attempt to assess her social media presence and reach. She has over 509,000 followers on Twitter alone, 425K on Facebook, and 8 million on Instagram, which no sense in the article. She's saying amplifying the actually inspiring people. You know what though? If she's actually Iranian, there's no fucking way she would have that kind of following. Because in Iran, the internet is suppressed. You don't get that kind of following unless you know people. This happened during the MENA protests. Large English-speaking audience confuses with influence in the home country. Social media virality confused with on-the-ground impact. Twitter appearing omniscient rather than pinhole view. Got to be careful. Filkins quotes Ali Najad, who gave herself a new first name meaning Messiah or Christ, saying, "I'm leading this movement without assessing the truth of that statement." Talking to anyone in Iran. So this is the thing that she's talking about. What I told in New Yorker is that I created an anti-compulsory hijab campaign, the shape of a White Wednesdays, blah, 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 this. So anyways, it's a very bizarre situation. Now, if you want to add to it a little bit more of a conspiracy theory, there's also a rumor going around in the Iranian side of things, to which I am familiar because, well, I'm Iranian, I'm Persian, and I have contacts there. But apparently the Supreme
that kind of looks like you, Nina.
I know, right? She's got my hair.
Nina is the she's the leader of this movement.
The leader
part-time,
of the free world.
Yeah.
Part-time
YouTuber, part-time, working for the U.S. government.
But the other conspiracy theory, John, that's coming out of this is that the supreme leader of Iran, Khamenei, that he's on his deathbed, like he's about to die.
So
and
is this like a coup? Are they planning a coup?
Kind of.
Are they trying at least?
Kind of. They're saying that this is why the U.S. felt strongly enough to act at this time and kind of like put their plant in.
Are they going to try to democratize Iran again?
Kind of. Well, in a way, because Iran already has a democracy. So it's just that they're a theocracy. So they have a supreme leader, but it's kind of like the way that Britain is, like they have a monarchy, but they also have a parliamentary system where they get voted in parties. It's the same way in Iran. So you have parties and they get voted in and everything, but the supreme leader has, the say.
It's like religion and politics intertwined, right?
Kind of.
Yes. Or religion and government, where it's
religion and government. Religion and government.
So it's not necessarily I guess people don't necessarily like they can probably choose a little bit, but
they can choose who represents them, and they can choose. This is what it is. This is why it's so frustrating, because a lot of the Iranian people, especially women, aren't voting for reforms or to change hijab policies or to change certain things. They're actually not, because they're so apathetic. And there is more of the other extremist kind that actually come and vote. And so they don't change these laws because they don't actually come and vote for certain things.
Or are they afraid that if they do, that they'll be like marked?
No.
There's
it's
no
not
fear of that.
I don't think so. At least not anymore. Look, Iran has changed a lot since the war. I mean, it's like, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up a video here. I was watching this like video the other day of like people at the mall in Iran, and they're literally like walking around with barely any hijab on. Like, and I was like, why is everybody like talking like this is an issue? Like it's not an issue anymore. It really isn't.
We had our hijab thing in like 2020 and 2021.
I know you did.
You know, you didn't wear the hijab in the store.
They're hard fighting for it.
You might
now.
have some Karen come after you, some religious cult zealot come after you by the name of Karen.
See, look, look at this girl's hair. Look at this girl's hair. It's just like sticking out. She's just wearing a hat. There's a lot of girl. Look at this girl right here. Like she's just, she's just chilling. Like, she's like half of these.
Look at these trees. They're just
there. We go.
Just there.
If you see like any of these women,
it does look a lot more modernized than you would think when you think of Iran. Like, shoot, this is,
Yeah, look at this girl's hair.
She's got the head covering, but
you can totally see her hair.
Yeah, so it does seem like it's
not a good angle.
A lot more relaxed.
You'll see a lot more of these girls that have like even their hair coming from the back.
Does it vary in different places though? Like are some places just more
Of course, because there's some places of the country that are way more religious. Let me find a better video. There was another one that was had a lot more girls in it. Yeah, because there's different parts of the city, there's different parts of the country that are, more religious, and some places that are less religious. This is funny because, like, for example, like, look, this lady here, and then if I rewind it a little bit, there was like this like extremely religious person, and they were like sitting. Oh, wait, that was a good shot of that one girl. Look at this. Look. Like girls hang out like this all the time.
That's like a nose sticking out of a mask,
Look, but you have these women here, right? So this woman here, she'll look at this girl and give her a dirty look and maybe tell her to cover up. Yeah. But that girl will probably go, "Why don't you mind your own business, old woman," and fuck right off. And she probably would, It's just like these people don't.
She's not gonna wind up on TikTok and get in this big old fight.
Probably not.
This bitch told me to put on.
But I'm just saying things are a little different in Iran than people are trying to kind of like, it's not fucking Saudi Arabia, who is a U.S. ally, by the way. Could we just remind everybody that
Saudi Arabia. This definitely looks a lot more
Saudi Arabia, where women are not allowed to drive, where women are basically shunned by like their entire society, is a U.S. ally. But Iran, God forbid look at this lady. She barely has any fucking shit on. Like, look, there's her scarf. This lady's blonde.
Yeah. So that's her pass.
There you go. I mean, and they're all voluntarily wearing these fucking things on their face. Look at this girl.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Well, it's probably cultural,
Look at this. No. I mean this shit. The masks on the face.
Yeah.
They're voluntarily wearing those. I mean, I was kind of laughing, especially at the protests, because some of the protests, like you'll see, like, we're gonna burn this hijab down, and they're all fucking wearing masks. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it just looks so funny because like one, like down with one cloth, but the other one I'm gonna put on my face. Yeah. And I'm like, the brainwashing is so strong that you can't even kind of argue with people about that, because you're just like, it's
difficult.
It's different priorities. But the mask thing, there's a choice. Like, that's the only difference, right? Whereas in the other one's mandatory. I mean, I just really wish that they would make this not mandatory. But
you seen that video with Fauci about the natural immunity, what he talked about in the 80s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one? The one where he was talking about how, because at first it was demonizing
maybe the early 90s. No, this was about the flu shot. So
Oh
he was
yeah,
yeah. She's
Yes,
like,
I've seen that.
you know, my wife or what, my daughter already had the flu. It was pretty bad. Should we get her a flu shot? He's like, no. She's got the best immunity possible. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
yep,
And it's like,
yep. I remember that.
all
Oh,
right, fine.
when common sense was still a thing. Like yeah.
We
So
got
yeah, that's my
Pfizer's gotten he got COVID. The Pfizer CEO's got COVID in the last
Oh yeah, he did.
twice in the last 2 months.
Yep. Trudeau got to COVID several times. And he's like quadruple like whatever boosted. But he got COVID several times. So here's the thing with my like Iran rant. I feel like even though I hate the morality police, I don't like it when Iran is used as a tool by the USA to make change happen or whatever. I want organic
the ends doesn't
change.
justify the means. You know, you
Yeah.
can't just like, sure, as much as you might hate something, you know, I don't like the US tampering and trying to mess with other governments, period. And trying to infiltrate. Like, Iraq was a huge shit show. We should have never been there. George Bush and company fucked everything up over there. And it still is never, it's never going to be the same, you know, and a lot of people suffered over that. And it's like, it's not, you know, when it comes to other countries, the thing is, like, at some point you have to respect other countries' sovereignty. You don't have to agree with them, obviously. You know, you don't have to agree with communist countries, but at some point too, if you don't want other people, I think it goes for like personally too. If you don't want other people trying to meddle in your life, don't meddle in theirs. And you know, if organic change happens in Iran and the people want it, great. But it should not be for our own interests and our own advantage, because what will happen is, well, it's, you know, I don't think anything good can come of it, just like nothing good came of Iraq. So that's
exactly
my quick 2 cents on it.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about it too, John. I feel like, you know, if something's going to change, it should change organically. Like, it shouldn't be because some other, you know, nefarious purposes were, you know, implemented in order for it to happen. I think that just causes like more psychopaths to come into power, and, you know, kind of like that woman, like she's taking her moment and she's doing whatever she has to get the power. But once the power is actually, you know, in place, you know, once it's given to her, what is she going to do? Like, what is her party going to do? Which I believe, from what I've been reading about her and her party and her, like the people who are doing this stuff, they're very extremist group. Like they're hardcore extremists, and they're doing like, you know, violent stuff and like things like that, in the name of change, but they're not doing it in the correct method. Kind of like, you know, the whole BLM and Summer of Love thing. Like, you know, you go around, you set some shit on fire in the name of Black lives, and, you know, how like Black Lives Matter, and
then we're going to destroy a neighborhood.
Very good. Yeah.
Destroy a neighborhood that's full of, you know, Black lives. I mean, yeah. I mean, we've got, who knows, you know, again, I mean, there's probably a lot of question marks about this whole thing, and obviously, but, you know,
I just have questions
I don't
too
like the idea.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nina.
No, you go.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't like the idea of the U.S. being too involved globally. You know, I think really
America,
it's
world police.
Yeah, we've already got a reputation of that. You know, Vietnam, that was a big shit show. You know, Iraq, both
Afghanistan.
times. Yeah. Oh gosh, you know, we're there for 20 years, longer than Vietnam. It's like, what? We've got enough problems at home until, you know, which, you know, it's probably gonna be never, but until you actually, you know, it's like, until you get your own shit right, don't go around telling other people how to live, you know, set the example. Like, I think that's the best way. Like, if you want to really positively impact
other people, and in this case, as a country, if you want to impact other countries, is be an example of what you think what you think you should be, and ultimately what you think everybody should be like. And
that's a very good point.
Yeah, and it's like if you become something virtuous and good, and people see the results of that, then they're like, you know what, we want that too. But if you go around to other countries trying to change them, they're not ready for change. They're not asking for change. If they wanted change, they would institute it and do it themselves,
Exactly.
But until it gets to that point, you can't manufacture that. Just like the whole, we're going to bring democracy to Iraq, George Bush, and gosh, like they weren't asking for it. They didn't want it. They were, they had, it wasn't a perfect system, but our system isn't, again, I mean, I don't know, I'm sure certain amounts of people wanted it, but ultimately you've got Muslim factions in that country. Once he took Saddam Hussein out of power, it just was, they were killing Christians, and it was a terrible situation. And you had a lot of people came here to Michigan from Iraq because they have family here. And so you had a huge influx of people that came here because they couldn't stay there, and they had family that probably had been killed or were in danger. And it was a mess.
Yeah. I mean, like, and for me, like, because the whole thing kind of started with like, oh, this girl died, like the police killed her, blah, blah, blah. And then, and then they were like, oh yeah, she went into a heart attack and she died. Because the original, like very original news leaks were they beat her to death. And it was like, no, she had a cardiac arrest. And I was like, wait, did they beat her or did she have a cardiac arrest?
Very clear.
She went into coma, and it was like there's so many different stories, Yeah. And so all of a sudden the Iranians, they released this video, but I remember my initial thought was, wait a minute, she had a cardiac arrest and went into a coma. Where have I heard that before? And I just kind of thought about all these different athletes that have been dropping and having cardiac arrests and stuff like that. And it's really interesting because the athletes who have the cardiac arrests are usually it's because of their heart rate goes up, because when you're an athlete and you're doing, high running and like things like that, when your heart rate goes up, that's when they kind of usually have the cardiac arrest. In her case, I feel like she had a lot of fear and maybe anxiety, and those things take your heart rate up.
Sure.
And that caused her to go into cardiac arrest, which caused her to go into a coma, and so far and so forth. All of that is sad, but the culprit was something else. And that something's killing everybody, So I'm just kind of like, can't really talk about that. Nobody is talking about that, but I have questions. I'm like, I don't know. That looked sus. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not very often that people just, especially athletes, the pinnacle of, some of these athletes are incredibly fit, and well-conditioned. It's very odd to see this many of them dropping like flies. And even just that, for people to just randomly have a heart, like granted, people that have heart attacks are going to have them somewhere, but I don't know. It just does bring
a lot of sudden death syndrome going around, folks. I don't know what that's about.
Who knows, right?
Well, I'm sure we'll find out at some point in our lives. Maybe. Who knows? One of the last things I want to talk about, and I thought this was funny, in the category of I'll take things that didn't happen for 500, Alex. Ron DeSantis thinks Trump is a fucking nuts and moron who has no business running for president again and would attack his
smear article
head on public if their 2024 rivals, Florida Governor's former staffer, claims. I call bullshit on this. There's no way.
I guess where
Ron DeSantis would say something
where
like
to come
this.
from. He's not. He knows that would be like political suicide if he's running for president.
I just don't think that Ron DeSantis would ever say.
I highly doubt it. But if he did,
he ain't telling that to anybody else, like it is behind closed doors, and I don't know who in the world, but I think it's just, I think it's somebody just putting this out as like a smear piece.
Yeah, but I mean, like they're saying it's his former staffer. Yeah, well, like, am I gonna believe like some?
People say it's possible. Who knows? It's possible. There's a lot of, especially when you get into this realm of politics and stuff. Like, we want to believe, like I'll even say with Trump, like people want to believe that he is just this like really, like infallible person, which is a very strong word.
That's weird.
Maybe that's not the word, but people project their own hopes, and
that's true,
and really their own goodness on these political leaders. But when you get to the top, where like of these like stratospheres, whether it's politics, whether it's Hollywood or whatever, you find that there's like this culture within it where there is a lot of envy, there's a lot of gossip, there's a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that are said behind closed doors, and things that you would never, because that person is projected that they are a knight in shining armor, that like you'd be shocked that they'd ever say that. But ultimately it's like, again, that's the game of politics. Like these people are putting on a show, they have a brand, they're projecting what they believe people want to see, but it's not really who they are. Just like on social media and on Facebook, where people portray themselves in the best light, that's not really who. It's not who we are. I don't care who you are, it's very edited. And so, if people were to see you or me or anybody in our least glorious moments, you'd be surprised at, like, what some of these people are like behind closed doors. I mean, if you think that everyone, even, I don't care if they're Republican, whoever they are, they're human, they're fallible, and they have agendas. To get into politics, you have to, you have to crave a little bit of power, right? You have to, maybe you get in, maybe you kind of start out wide-eyed and you want to do good, but there's a lot of shit, man. There's a lot of stuff where it's like, I'm not saying I think that this happened, but at the same time, I am not discounting the possibility of it, because DeSantis is a human being, and he might see Trump up there, and from his perspective at that time when he was talking, whenever this aid was working for him, he very well, like, he might have said that. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Who really freaking knows? I don't know.
I agree with you. I think that's actually that's a very good point.
Even scientists, we want to believe that, they're all working collectively for the good of humanity. But like Michael Crichton, who's worked with other scientists, he said, man, like, these people are fucking like, basically, essentially, it's like, these people have egos, they have agendas, they hate other scientists, they're jealous, they're human beings. It's like Robert Greene, he wrote 48 Laws of Power, and all these other books, Art of Seduction and stuff. But I don't know. I think we sometimes we just lift people too high. And again, sometimes we project our own hopes and wishes on them, and we make them far more, unfortunately, than what they are.
There's an old saying that goes, "Don't put someone on a pedestal so high that you can't reach it." I like that old saying.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like, because everyone is kind of like on your level. We're all human beings. We're all fallible, like you said. And like, what? I could see him saying something like that. Maybe if he heard, Donald Trump is. Like,
I think the question is when did he say it?
You know,
when did he say it? But like, for
it
example,
could have very well been in 2016 when Trump is running and he's just watching this guy, you know, probably thinking that, like, what business does this guy have, you know, doing?
Yeah,
And just
it
like
really
he's putting
depends.
down all these other Republicans. And, you know, I could see a season like that's the thing. Like, he's a politician. Ron DeSantis is a politician. You have somebody that is an outsider coming into your, you know, you're supposed to be, you know, he has political experience. You see somebody from the outside coming into your territory and thinking they can do this, you know, I guarantee Republicans and Democrats were offended at Trump. But once they saw that Trump got the populace and now he is, you know, he's a figure to be reckoned with. I think a lot of people are very careful of about what they say. But I guarantee a lot of Republicans, and we already know a lot of Republicans didn't like him at the time. Now we see DeSantis is taking a page out of Trump's book. He's using his mannerisms. He's talking like him. It's very clear, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, I could see Ron maybe saying something about Trump when he found out, like, I don't know, about like Operation Warp Speed or the way that Donald Trump handled some of the stuff that had to do with COVID. Like, maybe he didn't agree with a lot of the stuff that he did because he did the opposite. DeSantis did the opposite of some of the stuff that Trump did. So I think that in that sense, like, maybe he was pissed. Like, maybe it was like, fuck, maybe, like, you know, I don't know. I would have been, you know, like, it's like, what the fuck is Trump doing? Like, you know, I could hear him saying something like that. Like, I could see that. But at the same time, I can also see this chick coming out and just making shit up. Like, I can also see that happening.
That's the other thing too. Whereas, like, both are very, to me, both are very possible. Like, I don't think it's necessarily like outside the realm of possibility that a politician would talk shit about another politician. Just like you would talk shit about another coworker. Or if you're a boss in a company, that you would talk shit about another boss in a company. I guarantee,
that's true.
You know,
you talk
like,
shit about bosses all the time.
Very few people, you know, very, very, very few people. And to me, they are the, you know, it's what I want to be. Like, I don't want to be somebody that does talk shit about anybody behind their back, you know. But I'm human. It happens. Sometimes people piss you off, you know. But that's not ultimately like who I want to be. And the people that I think genuinely are not like that, you know, to me, those are like, they're on a different tier. And that's who I do aspire and I want to become, like somebody like that, where, you know, again, basically, I'm not saying I talk a ton of shit about like behind me. I've done it before, you know, I've done it.
Yeah,
I'm sure all of us, we've all done
do
it, you know, and there's a lot of different reasons why that happens. And so I'm just saying that DeSantis is not, you know, he's not a messiah figure, you know, neither is Trump, you know. These people are human being, flesh and blood. They have the same, they're made up of the same things, the same fallibilities that we all are. And so that's why when I hear something like that, it's like, I don't rule it outside the realm of possibility. I don't, you know.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that I've become so jaded against politicians, just regularly, like, just generally speaking. Like, I don't believe any politicians anymore. I'm very, like, I'm just not into, like, I just have a hard time believing any politician is going to actually do anything they say they're going to do. Like, for example, like the new leader of the Conservative Party in Canada, Pierre, I forget what his last name is, but he, like, he says all the right things, you know, like, he's saying all the right things. He got elected as party leader for the Conservatives, and it's good because they need somebody that's going to, you know, with a pair that can do something, you know, against the NDP and the other guys. But, like, and he says all the right things. And I'm like, you know what? Trudeau said all the right things when it was, you know, when Harper was there and we wanted to get Harper out. He said all the right things. And then all of a sudden, all of this stuff happened. So it's just like, I feel like, okay, Pierre's saying all the right things, but when the time actually comes, is he going to implement like any of these things, or is he actually going to stand up to the NDP and the liberals? I don't know. Like that's a big thing, or and that's kind of like how I feel right now also about the new prime minister of Italy, which I think she's saying all the right things. Like, I listened to this speech of hers. Did you listen to this?
I did hear
speech?
bits and pieces, but yeah, I know they elected somebody, that was a right, on the right, conservative.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
She's a right-leaning, right-wing, whatever you want to call it. And now like the Western media has gone and like insane, calling her like a fascist and like saying that she's like Mussolini. She's like and this lady just seems like a very like traditional Catholic Italian woman. Like, she's just a very, very traditional Catholic Italian. She just seems like very family oriented, very religious. Like, she seems like she's religious, she's, grown up in a Catholic household. And yeah, like, she's Italian. Of course she's going to be fucking Catholic. Like, it's just the way it is. But I think that having said all of this, she's still a politician, and she could say all of this to get elected as the first prime minister of fucking Italy, saying all the right things they want to hear. But let's see if she actually implements any of it. I just have a hard time believing any of these people. It's weird to me because when I was listening to her talk, and like, I'm like, wow, she's saying like basically everything that anyone would care about. Same thing with like listening to Pierre's speech. It was like literally the same thing. And then I was like, but when the time comes, are they actually gonna do it? And I can see both of these people just flipping and being like globalists instead. Like, just like, globalists, like, wolf in sheep's clothing kind of thing. Like, just
who
being
knows?
like,
Yeah, I guess,
way.
time. I mean, ultimately time tells. I mean, we'll find out one way or the other, I think, when it comes to both of them. But it's like, yeah, you don't know what people are made of. And sometimes I think more so people don't even know what they're made of until they kind of get put in these positions of responsibility and power. And it's going to expose all of your weaknesses. It's going to expose, it's a very, it takes a certain type of personality to actually want to, like, who wants that burden? Really? Like, and do you want the burden for the right reasons? Do you just want the power for power's sake? Or do you truly, truly, truly actually care about people?
Yeah, and making a change.
Yeah, and perhaps there is some sort of like mixture in there where you do, but if there is some type of self-serving part of you, that's going to come out too, and yeah. So I don't know. I don't have I don't have a lot of faith in any politicians, really.
Oh my God, look, Iranian Revolution 2022 trending right now.
30,000 tweets.
Wow. I'm so tempted to click on that. Okay, let's listen to this and then I'm going to click on it for a minute. Oh, wait.
A monte c'è quella che ci facciamo oggi, perché la famiglia è un nemico? Perché la famiglia fa così paura? C'è una risposta unica per tutte queste domande. Perché ci definisce, perché è la nostra identità. Perché tutto quello che ci definisce in questo tempo è un nemico, per chi vorrebbe che non avessimo più un'identità e che fossimo solamente schiavi, consumatori perfetti. E allora è sotto attacco l'identità nazionale, è sotto attacco l'identità religiosa, è sotto attacco l'identità di genere, è sotto attacco l'identità familiare. Non devo potermi definire italiana, cristiana, donna, madre, no. Io devo essere cittadino X, genere X, genitore 1, genitore 2, devo essere un numero. Perché quando sarò solamente un numero, quando non avrò più un'identità, quando non avrò più radici, allora sarò lo schiavo perfetto in balia della grande speculazione finanziaria. Il consumatore perfetto.
She's good.
She's good.
I like it.
E questa è la ragione per la quale Questa è la ragione per la quale oggi noi facciamo tanta paura. Questa è la ragione per la quale oggi questo appuntamento fa tanta paura. Perché noi non vogliamo essere dei numeri, noi siamo qui per dire che noi non siamo dei numeri, noi difenderemo il valore della persona umana, di ogni singola persona umana, perché ognuno di noi ha un codice genetico unico e irripetibile. E questo, piaccia o no, ha del sacro. Lo difenderemo, difenderemo Dio, la patria e la famiglia, che fanno tanto schifo a qualcuno. Lo faremo per difendere la nostra libertà, perché noi non saremo mai schiavi e semplici consumatori in balia della speculazione finanziaria. Ecco la nostra missione, ecco perché oggi sono venuta qui. Scriveva Chesterton ormai più di un secolo fa, vediamo se ve lo trovo. Fuochi verranno attizzati per dimostrare che 2 più 2 fa 4. Spade verranno sguainate per dimostrare che le foglie sono verdi in estate. Quel tempo è arrivato, signori. Siamo pronti. Grazie.
I love the Italian language.
Very good speech.
You know what's so crazy is I have several friends that are Italian, and they're very liberal though. So they were telling me that they're like scared. And one of them has a gay brother.
Oh
yeah. So she was like, they're scared that they're all gonna die there now.
Oh
and stuff
my
like
gosh!
That.
What?
Yeah,
the fuck?
It was so funny.
No, she has said, I guess in another speech that she said she's gonna, those are her beliefs, but ultimately she's gonna govern for all Italians. I mean, really, if she's gonna be defending freedom, like, I wouldn't get too, But then again, I suppose, yeah. I was thinking when she's talking like this, because it's very, very strong, in terms of ideals and values. And of course, the other side is going to paint it like, oh my gosh, they're coming after. They're coming after you. Yeah.
So, well, and that's what I was like. I was having this conversation with my friend, and I was like, this is literally what everybody said about Trump when he came into power, that he's going to like basically either kill all gays or kill / like basically send back all the immigrants, like, like I don't know what, but like everybody was saying something bad about Trump. Like, so I was having this discussion with my friend, and she was like, but it's different. It's different. I'm like, how? Like, how is it different?
No,
and she's like, you don't know.
Trust me, like
extremist. And I'm
the
like,
uproar,
I don't know.
uproar that would be like if she, like, think about what they're talking about. She's talking about genocide, genocide of a group of people. That's not gonna. Very few places that's gonna fly. Like, I don't care who, it's like
that's not good. Yeah, that's not gonna fly.
Like, especially in a democracy, for crying out loud. Even the people that voted her would say no. We don't agree with that. Just like if Trump, like if Trump did something like that, which people would rise up and say this is outrageous.
People were rising up without anything that. Like him doing that, like people were rising up against Trump for nothing.
For
like,
nothing.
It was like, okay, yeah. It's
like, I mean, but the idea that to paint it like, such a like, how in the world did anybody read that in the speech?
I just feel like my friends are like really into that leftist media, and it poisons the mind, man. It poisons the mind. It's crazy. Let me get some of these super chats, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up because it's been like 3 hours. I didn't realize. I lost track of time.
It's almost one.
E. Clay Thomason, thank you so much for the $5. Says the joke's on you, Nina. Biden is a psychic medium who can communicate with the dead. Oh wow, I didn't think of that. Okay, that's how he was asking about that woman. Got it.
Oh, by the way, I wasn't saying that she was talking about genocide. I was saying that her friend was
my friend
saying,
friend.
That she,
that lady is going to commit some sort of genocide
against gay people, right?
People.
Like killing,
like rounding
really
them up.
Serious?
Yeah, they think that they're gonna start rounding up gay people now. It's fucking weird, man. It's weird. I'm like,
they'll be just fine.
Yeah, I'm like, I think they'll be just
if
fine.
She does, people are gonna be like, oh my gosh,
I mean, there was a lot of talk like that, like when Trump became president. Like people were like, oh, he's gonna start rounding all the Muslims up and like send them back to their country and shit, and like all the Mexicans. And I'm like, He's not gonna
I
do
remember
that.
talk. Yeah,
The fuck? Like he's not gonna start rounding people up and sending them back to their countries. Like
I
that's
feel
not
like the
gonna
left,
happen.
the left just, it's like, just keep feeding that stuff,
It's that fire that they just got to keep that fire lit, the fire of division. Bird Up for 5 says Karen Jean-Pierre Pierre's ability to say so much while saying absolutely nothing is something I'm in awe of.
It is
wait,
amazing.
who is this first?
The White House a press secretary.
Yes, the press secretary. That's right. That's right.
It is incredible.
You're right.
She is amazing at that. I don't know how she does it.
Do you like her more than Saki? I feel like Saki gave more to work with.
Saki's I just think Saki's more seasoned and she's just better at the job. Partly because she has more experience, but however you want to, if I had to say like who would I want representing me more, I'd want Saki.
Yeah, but I mean, like Saki, I feel like gave more comedic material as well. Like she looked funnier. She looked like Chucky for fuck's sakes. And then she talked funnier.
Well,
like that circle back thing. Like, okay, we'll circle back to that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like,
she did that. She did that quite a bit at the beginning. Yeah,
this girl's not as funny. Like I'm like,
well, she had to fly in the one press conference, which I caught
that was
live,
funny.
And I was like.
I'm like, that was funny.
I'm like, all right, I'm getting this clip.
Saki is in a
it's like I don't watch those press conferences like all the time, but like I just happen to be watching that one, and I'm like,
and it happened.
Yep,
that's amazing.
She made that face when she's like, yeah.
It's like that time where that fly landed on Pence's head. That was funny.
My gosh.
Talk
about terrible time. I think the fly lost them to me. Like for people that said he lost the debate, I think that fly did not help him at all.
Demogenize says Jen does it for me for some reason. Ew. I'm judging.
But maybe it's because she isn't as attractive.
Oh no, he said Jen does it for some reason. I don't know.
Jen Psaki?
Yeah.
I don't think Jen Psaki was necessarily like, I think Kareen's more like, if we're going to talk just pure attractiveness, like,
Kareen's prettier. Like,
she is.
I think.
She's younger, though, too, I think, by a little bit.
She is. She's much younger.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I think sometimes, too, being attractive can actually kind of hurt whether or not you perceive someone as intelligent or not either.
Oh, definitely. Wait,
like,
Marjorie Taylor Greene is trending too. Like, what is going on right now? Marjorie Taylor Greene Hudman files for divorce. Marriage irretrievably broken.
What?
So Marjorie Taylor Greene's getting a divorce.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, the senator? Or
yeah.
Congresswoman?
I think she's a congresswoman, isn't she? Or maybe she is a senator. I don't remember. Well, she's getting divorced, people.
Oh.
I mean, who cares, really? But whatever. I was just trying to see what that, like, Iranian Revolution 2022 was about. Like, just seeing, like, very preliminary videos here.
Maybe her husband didn't like her supporting Trump.
Wait, what did you say?
Maybe her husband didn't like her supporting Trump. Husband dumps her per court filings. Yeah.
Really? You think so?
I don't know.
Are you reading the article? Is that what it's saying?
No, I'm just. Well, her husband was the one who divorced her.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the one who filed for divorce.
Wow. He's like over it.
Guess so.
He's over her support for Trump.
Maybe. Who knows?
Orange man bad.
Who knows? I'm just speculating at this point. But.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens in Iran too. I'm just like kind of going through some of the stuff. It seems very basic, but at the same time, not really. Like it seems like for example, like I'll just kind of quickly share this one video. Like it looks like there's a lot of people there, but like nowhere near enough the amount of people you would need to actually like implement this kind of change. Why isn't it working? Okay, hang on. Ah, no. Okay, whatever. It's over. John Thomas 5 says neocons probably, but not official CIA. Biden and Obama did nothing to support Green Revolution. That's true. If anything, to get Iran to agree to a new nuke strategy. I can see that. I could see that. And Biden will give them all the support they want just to, get in there. John Thomas for another 5 says, but the Ayatollahs control who can run for office still. Sort of, yes. Yes. But they all have like their own leader of their own party. It's like a whole fucking thing. I don't know. Iran's weird. They have a democracy, but their democracy is very weird. Okay, thank you for that. John Thomas for 5 says, nature abhors a vacuum. The U.S. withdraws, China steps in. China controlling Asia and Pacific is not going to be good. China and Iran are tight, like really tight. And they're also very tight with Russia. I have a feeling they're going to make a very interesting coalition very soon. And things are going to get real spicy. Stay tuned. 2023. It's going to be a very interesting year.
Yay.
Kai MFS. Hi, Kai. Good to see you. I have info and plans at Athlete's Heart Issue. I'll text you about it soon. Okay. You do that. The good Tom King, thank you for the 2. Says it's always great seeing streams with Nina and John. And thank you very much for that. And I think on that note, we're going to call it. John, it's so fun to talk to you again.
Yeah, likewise. It's kind of good to be back at it. I don't do this too often, so it's good for a change.
I miss you. It was really fun, and I hope we can do it again soon, maybe next month. And hang out again. So I guess if for those of you who don't know who John is, please tell everyone where they can find you. Also, his links are in the description down below, so make sure you are subscribing. But please tell everyone where they can find you.
Well, thank you, Nina. I appreciate that. You can find me at John Talks. I also have a new channel I started called the Junk Drawer of YouTube. So kind of just
wait, that's a new one?
Yeah.
What is it called? Junk Drawer of YouTube?
The Junk Drawer of YouTube, yeah. And then I have another one called John Talks Life. So eventually I do plan on actually doing something with these other channels. But yeah, I mean, if you want to just follow my main channel, it's just basically funny political videos edited. Hopefully a not too heavy of a take on basically just kind of exposing the stupidity and the hypocrisy of it all. So
wait, I have all of your links in the description except for this new channel that you're talking about. Can you,
well, don't worry. That's good. No, that's good. That's good enough. It's too many at that point.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like well, when it comes to, here's a tip in terms of like for the chat and anybody in there that is in the sales or would like to sell. There was an experiment where they gave people an option to buy 30 different jams. And then they had an experiment where they only gave like 4 options. And so guess which one, sold the most?
I don't know. The prettier one?
Well, the one with fewer choices. Because what happens when you give people like way too many choices, like if you give them big ass menu of choice, like, or whatever, people just get decision fatigue and they don't want to, they just like, I'll look at it later. And so you're better off just trying to sell like one thing or have people subscribe to one channel. So I should take my own advice. So yeah, John Talks, there it is. That's just a long way of directing you right there. So no, I want to say thank you. Yeah, thank you, Nina. Love you. I love everybody in this chat. It's good to see so many of you. Thank you for joining us. I hope it was fun, entertaining, and memorable.
Yes.
I don't know about memorable, but hopefully fun and entertaining.
I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too in the chat. Let me just really quickly check my member messages one last time. I think I'm good. So everybody, you guys know where you can find me on this channel, Nina Infinity, and on Friday I will be balancing out this show with good news.
Good
news.
Good news. Everybody needs some good news. I'm happy you got it. Good news. That was like Good Times, but I just put news in there instead.
That's amazing.
Theme from Good Times?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to clip this.
No shit.
For my good news shows. It will forever be part of the intro now. Thank you, John.
Happy we got it.
Good
news. Tune in Friday.
Oh my God, I love it. You guys, thank you in the chat. All you people in the chat, thank you for being here tonight. Those who super chatted extra, thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. If you did, you guys, awesome. Yes, we're dorks. That's why we get along so well. Never doubt the OGs. Ain't that the truth? Good night, everybody. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace. Take care.
Oh, wait. We need a cowbell.
We're back. Are you kidding me?
No.
We're doing cowbell?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get... Here, let me get...
It's got to have to get the cowbell. That's it, cowbell.
I got a fever! And the only prescription is more good news.
Bye, everybody.